Ladies and gentlemen, the reconnection was successful. You should be receiving Distortion coming to you live from LGC Actual in Athens. I'm Vince Stone, joined by a very empty, hollow husk of a wall.
Of a shelf.
That shelf, man, we've watched it grow, and now there's just not much left.
You've watched it lean further and further, and now it's not anymore.
Yeah.
And most ultimately disappointing, it has not fallen live on camera.
Guess who won that bet? Oh, shower me in your Bitcoin. I love it. Tastes so good. Tastes like sticking your tongue in the electrical socket.
Delicious. We just finished the Pre Super Shows where Pedro told us all about how wonderful his Portuguese flavored keyboards are.
So wait, is that if in Portugal is it like do they call that Cool Ranch?
No, it's a literal translation. Keyboards mean flavor.
Oh, so it's like pizza pie. It's like keyboard.
Keyboard. The keyboard elves. You know, they make cookies and keyboards.
Yeah, the keyboard elves.
Don't get them mixed up, you'll chip a tooth.
There's a spring in this cookie. What the fuck is wrong with this?
Man, tastes like MX Blues. Thought it got reds.
I mean, the sad thing is it would probably taste like Cheetos because that's like Cheeto fucking fingers all over your keyboard.
Yeah. Oh, look, Matthew's drinking Budweiser.
Or
Apparently, it's butt cider.
Or whatever.
butt cider.
Yes.
Easy.
I mean, isn't it the same thing? Butt cider is like.
It could be a little.
You know what? I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. hit that eject button.
I forgot there was something this week in a social situation where I was like, nope, get out of here. Leave. Abort. It wasn't even very good. Oh, check this out. I'm going to blame Mike. Is Mike here? Mike might be listening.
Mike G?
Mike G.
Okay.
I got these RGB bra LED lights, right? I told you about the bee. Did I tell you, Jordan, that I had a bee in here?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I remember
you
you
told me
mentioning
about
a
other
bee.
insects.
I told Pedro. It's earlier this
All
week.
right.
I think it had to have been Tuesday. It was before we did the show on Wednesday. I come in, brain's not ready for that shit in the morning. Like, it lands on the wall. What the fuck's a bee doing in here? So, after we get done with the show and I got the show out, I had the lights at the same color temperature right now, bright, like blue.
Mm-hmm.
And I take down the curtains and I'm like checking. It's like one of these windows is not closed because I have insulating cut foam for all the windows.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like pulling that down. I'm like, all right, whatever. Let me just seal them back up. And I get like the knock on the door. I'm like, what the fuck? And it was on my back door. It was don't bother at the front door. And I walk back there. It's a dude the one guy who can see this side of the house, like from the street in the back, it's covered. This one window still has like the aluminum, heat shielding coating on it.
Sure.
From the other sides, it just straight looks like a grow home. However, with the bright blue shade grow lights shining out of the top.
Oh, nice.
And it was straight. It was like, listen, man, I know, but let me tell you what this looks like. And I walked in and it's like, yeah, that does, doesn't it? I might leave it like that. I was like, no. Just put the curtains. Like, honestly, 100%, ladies and gentlemen, if like the door had been kicked in, they're like, oh, it's a raid. I was like, fair enough. I could have drawn that connection. Oh, what is this? Oh. You see, the problem with those mini kegs is they don't have like a pop top, like a regular can.
Yeah, you just want to drink it like a regular
I
can.
would drink it like a small child holding a kitten.
See, like I imagine you like sticking a straw in there and be like,
I'd do that too.
like tucking it under one arm and just kind of taking sips periodically.
No, man. You get like the hats, right?
with 2 of them.
Break your neck because you're an alcoholic. But you die happy.
That's the mark of a real alcoholic. Yeah.
So,
We're on the garage wall.
best wall. 3.6. I gotta track down that. And nothing's blown up. Hopefully no breakers will get tripped.
I mean, if you're saying with everything on full tilt it didn't even reach 70, I think you're good.
I'm curious how you think breakers work now, Pedro.
No, I'm saying TDP being measured in watts is just a wasted energy. So if you're only wasting about 70 C worth of energy, then you're not generating anywhere near enough.
That's from the
to trip a
CPU.
breaker.
We're not talking about the power supply, the multiple video cards, the NVMe drives, the SSDs,
Yeah,
and the motherboard itself.
those are in there generating heat all the time too.
Yeah, and we don't measure that TDP, do we?
But yeah, no, 1,000-watt power supply, even if it was pulling all, what is it, 15 amps, 20 amps?
I think about the max load on this thing. It's something ridiculous. It's the reason this power supply has horrible reviews because miners bought it because it was cheap.
Oh, so if it craps out when you're running like 8 video cards or some shit.
Yeah, I'm like, if you put this thing under it's a Roswell power supply. They don't even make power supplies. They just order it from whoever happens to be making them at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll very happily do like 600, 750 watts. But yeah, I wouldn't use this for a mining PSU.
If you're just rendering LinuxGameCast, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
My head is big.
Your head's always been big, man.
Incoming message from the big giant head.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Show
I
me
really wanna
what you
take
got.
I really want to take another crack at that other Baba Is You puzzle. Fuck. It's pissing me off.
I like what you've got.
I think they're called the Cromulons. If you search Cromulon, it just shows you the Rick and Morty topper from Rocket League.
And it does.
Yeah.
Put together.
Oh man. College Humor does that Actually game show, and I like it just because I'm a nerdy pedantic nerd.
A nerdic.
Nordic.
Yeah, a Nordic pedantic.
Is
And
that like
I marked so hard on the latest episode. They're like, name the vampire, and they all called them Nosferatu. I'm like, that's not Nosferatu. That's fucking Count Orlok. Or Nosferatu's the name of the film. I was marking so hard at that. God damn it.
The what was the one they made like in the late 90s, the early 2000s? Was it just Nosferatu?
Did they like remake Nosferatu or?
Well, it was about the filming of it, but it was actually a vampire. I can't remember the name of the movie.
Interview with a Vampire?
No.
Well, wasn't that the plot of like Nosferatu? Was that it was just like the actor playing Count Orlok like went crazy and started thinking he was a vampire?
Could have been. Let me get a refill, and we'll get going.
Yeah. Oh no. There's an error box. What does that say? A new version of Ubuntu is available. Would you like to upgrade?
Yes. The answer is yes.
That button.
Click it, Pedro. I know you can. Believe.
Nope.
Keep trying.
It's not an error though. It's an update notification.
It's a Zenity window is what it actually is. It's covering Pedro's mouth, which does about 50% of what I want it to do. See if you can chew on the window decoration. What does Compass Fusion taste like?
If
It
anything,
tastes
it'd be
wobbly.
Compton.
No, it would be Barrel.
Hey Ven, you want to do an update?
Actually,
I'm good with this.
That would be kind of funny. Like instead of like seeing Pedro's cam, you just see like an Ubuntu update running throughout the entire podcast.
You want to try it?
Yeah, it's like what do you think? 1904 upgrade process installing GCC. That's fascinating.
Hi, Windows 10.
Yeah, that's one of the first things I kill whenever I do a new install of Ubuntu. It's like, yeah, update notifications. Goodbye.
Jordan's already on 1904.
Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm. Your box certainly is.
I'm using it right now.
Right.
You got one more on you?
No, I usually do too, so that was one extra.
I've been sneezing in 8s recently. It's fucking annoying. Because like the first one comes out and I'm like, oh motherfucker, I'm gonna be stuck here for a minute.
Linda, I don't know.
We'll get to that on the hate mail.
Yeah.
All right. Put your adults in the upright position. Let's do a show. And welcome back to another LinuxGameCast Weekly. The show covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with. This week, SteamEMU is open sourced, but what does that really mean? And Unity puts a ring on their Linux editor. A promise ring, mind you, not a marriage one.
Zork Sauce makes it out of the darkness, and it's only a little bit covered in Groove Vomit. And Skynet beats Dota 2's best. And I, for one, welcome our brand new robot overlords.
Someone suggested Valve open up some of the sauce. They don't seem too opposed to the idea. And the XVK rolls back at 1.1. Not to worry, they also brought some new improvements in the meantime.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Old Man Vin here at LGC Axel, switching the bits, producing this Nightmare Fuel, joined every week with Jordan Sveg, a very empty-looking shelf, and the man from Britannia who loves his keyboards, that is Pedro Mateus, together with you, in Chat Realm Dynamic, helping us form Kogate and Voltron. Before we get started, we do like to see what's going on in each other's life organs. Everyone knows about my business. Jordan, what are you up to, baby?
I'm trying to coordinate shit between buildings so I can get everything moved from this building to the new building. Gotta order internet. I'm looking forward to that 1.5 gigajoule fiber.
I kind of want you to take the shelf with you, man. It's kind of like a thing.
No, I picked out a nice like shelving solution from IKEA. I'm gonna go with that one because then I can it is broader than it is tall, so I can hopefully cram more books onto it.
Right on. Pedro, how's Britannia?
Still in the EU, for some reason.
I heard it got up to 10 and people were barbecuing.
Yeah, no, it was actually pretty warm yesterday afternoon, and today was actually really, really sunny. that was a nice change. But yeah, no, I spent most of the day indoors, figuring out all the hoops that I need to jump through to report a bug with the Clear Linux, because they have a bug with the localization in certain specific locales that have certain specific keyboard layouts, like Portuguese. Yeah, so I did that today.
I put together a Threadripper box, and we're using it right now. So if we disappear from the internet, it's because I did something incorrectly. More than that,
It's because you ripped all the threads, man.
dude, it's ripping, it's booping threads like nobody's business. It's crazy.
You know who's also a little ripped is the horse.
That's kind of fucked up, man. I don't even get to talk about anything. Jordan's like, nah, man, skip your bit.
You're talking about building Threadrippers. I don't fucking know. It's the Steam.
Now he just jumps into it before I get a chance to get over here.
Yeah, do it.
Linux
Update of the week. And in true Valve Honor tradition, they are rolling up the betas. Well, that's not really their thing. It's just a thing with software in general. You just roll up all the betas and then you release it to production. And, well, now everyone can have all the new bits that came out over the past month or so. If you're running the stable client, you get everything, so that's nice. For Linux, that means they fixed most of the 0-byte downloads. There's still a few of those kicking around. They fixed the Proton and Steam Play configurations not being correctly applied, and they enabled the Steam Play thing in big picture mode. So yeah, basically everything that if you're running the betas up to now you've been enjoying, now everyone else gets to play with them too, and that's fine.
One of the things I want to touch on 100%. Have you guys noticed, I don't know if you're using IPv6, but probably for the last 3 or 4 updates, even though I think they addressed it like 2 weeks ago, we know this is an issue. I've been downloading it. Oh, I know, first world problems here. The speed of smell. I've been living that 20 megabyte a second lifestyle. Like,
yeah, we haven't invented IPv6 up in Canada. We're still on IPv4.
Yeah, I'm using IPv6 right now, and I get like 27 megabytes per second download.
Ew. No.
Yeah. That's about as fast as my internet goes, man.
I will say though, I think did they add some of the fossil functionality into the Steam beta client a couple weeks ago? Because I don't remember seeing the cache dumping stuff.
I don't know.
They did the Vulkan thing like 2 weeks ago.
The Vulkan thing.
Yeah, the enabled Vulkan pipeline dumping and collection if pre-shader caching is enabled.
All right. Yeah, no, because that's what their fossilized API does. So
yeah, that was 2 weeks ago, I think.
Was it? I honestly don't remember. I'm one of the people who don't follow the beta because it breaks too often on Thursdays before I go live.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
It broke a whole of twice for me since 2013.
Listen, Pedro, Jordan has enough problems on Thursdays.
I have many problems, and Steam beta crashing or not working properly is generally one of them. But soon I won't need Steam.
Steam EMU is now open source. This was posted on r/Linux_gaming for those who would like to be able to play their games in 20 years' time, or those with patchy internet connections. This simulator is an excellent piece of software that supports both Windows and Linux. So we are talking about the Steam emulation that emulates the Steam, because emulation is emulation. Online features let you play games that use Steam multiplayer APIs on LAN without Steam or an internet connection. I thought this was neat, and this is good news for those worried about Steam, going out of business tomorrow because of the Epic Store, right?
Well, if Herr Geldrick is to be believed, we actually talked about this. This was a Reddit thread a while ago. The guy was actually posting requests to see if people are interested in contributing. So now they finally put it up on GitLab, and they're very, very clear. This is not a piracy tool. This will not bypass any sort of DRM. This is just something that implements the Steam API features, so that if Steam doesn't exist, the client can still function in some capacity and you can play your games.
Well, you don't need the client. You can still get the games to see, oh, there's a client running despite there not being one.
True. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, that kind of stuff's important. Right?
Yeah,
That's what I say as Jill Bryant, anyways. Yeah.
Like the post on Reddit, like the very first comment is like, yes, this does not break a DRM, so it does its best to not actually crack the games. Although you can just very easily do that nowadays. There's a couple of Google clicks that you go through and you figure out exactly how to do it. But I'm pretty sure Valve is not going to be too happy with the slippery slope that something like this may create. I don't know.
I don't know, because they've been fairly receptive to open source projects, and they might be it's within the realm of possibility that they might call this guy up and be like, hey man, you might want a little bit of help with this, because I don't know, something about spotty internet connections, especially in places like Tanzania.
Well, you got to think about it, man. I mean, if you're trying to have a LAN party on your submarine, you're not going to have.
Yes.
Right.
Right. I mean, it's very common. I love renting submarines and going underwater and playing Counter-Strike Source or Dota.
Yeah, I was about to say, tell me about these Dota 2 bots, man.
Oh man, the robots are coming to take over our video games. Yeah. So OpenAI was a project, or had a project that was trying to make a AI that will play Dota 2, and it seems like they succeeded. They were playing against some of the better ranked Dota 2 players, and the bots won. There were a couple restrictions and handicaps though. Number one, the AI players could not pick anything that like did minion management, because the thought was that the machine learning algorithm can delegate units faster than a human can, so that would be unfair. So mostly it's like the hacky slashy, just raw fighty types. And what's also interesting is that none of the players were actually connected. They were just assuming that everyone was following the same strategy, and it seemed to work relatively well. They were able to beat most of the other players. There were a couple exceptions though. Stealth-based characters and some of the weirder spellcasty types thwarted the bots' AIs because they're not. It doesn't really fall into the existing play pattern they were trained to handle, and so they just can't adapt. But it's still very interesting. You'll be able to play against them yourself for a little while. They're going to be opening it up for people to apply, so you can test your might against our new robot overloads. If you play
for
Dota.
3 whole days, that's how long you get to play against, the brand new AI. And yeah, like Jordan mentioned, the right now, it seems that the two strategies that seem to really confuse it, because the AI was trained basically by playing against itself under those limitations. So when it comes to pulling, as in trying to keep your minions from reaching certain points at certain, the creeps on the AI side are already advancing towards your towers, and there are none of your creeps in the lane, so what the hell's up with that? So the AI goes a bit mental there, and blocking's like setting up actual, like, the spellcasters that set up, like, blockades in the middle of lane. Yeah, that seems to confuse the AI as well.
Yeah, the other downside too is that they don't tend to go for last kills. So in the early game, you can try to take advantage of that to get a better level and gold advantage during the map. All in all, it's very interesting, and it's when you get stuff like AlphaGo, which people were touting, oh, Go is the game that computers will never be able to figure out, and then AlphaGo just like uses these alien weird strategies to dominate like the top human players. We're living in interesting times, definitely.
We definitely are. It's kind of impressive to watch how this has come, even from Go to, I remember getting my just ass handed to me in like battle chess way back in the DOS ages, to something, it is so much more complex when you think about, resource management, mob squads, just Dota itself. It's like, okay, and you have people that do nothing but play this game, and that's what it's up against, and it's winning. Spooky. Okay, Gold source. That's the thing.
Yeah. Specifically, Team Fortress Classic. And there was a bit of a bug reported on the Valve GitHub about the execution order of map configs being reversed. And, they figured out eventually what it was. And Michaela, whatever the case may be, replied. He works for Valve. Well, they work for Valve. Let's go with that. And people were saying it's like, okay, so there's a bit of an issue here because the way that the source, the Gold SRC engine worked is it did a lot of the heavy lifting locally in your PC and then just sent the necessary stuff to the server. Now, with one of the latest updates, it changed some of that functionality, so it's being hosted on the server, which frees up some resources on your end. And that's where this all stemmed from, because when people were trying to debug exactly what happened, some suggested it's like, why don't you open source the code and then we can actually see what's up and everyone will be, able to adjust accordingly.
Was it one of your first thoughts like, hey man, why the hell is this not open source in the first spot? I mean,
because it's a game engine.
I mean,
that would be like the lead thing, something that's old as dirt and memorial, and like Valve. Come on, really?
Right, and there may be some licensing stuff that's still in effect, but I could see Valve working around that. Yeah, and it might result in some cool hacks, like I don't know, OG Half-Life on Vulkan. That would be kind of cool.
Oh, that'll be a thing. And like reading the reply, this kind of came across as like, oh yeah, well I guess we could do that.
Yeah, Valve time. And he took it up to Alfred, who also works at Valve, and apparently they're
motherfucking Alfred, man. You know it's it's a real thing now.
Apparently they're not too opposed to the idea, but it will require some work, probably some licensing stuff. I mean, it's the engine that drove Half-Life, right?
oh yeah, no. If you ever like listen to one of Red Hat's talks about like how they've taken like a paid product and then open source it, there's like a long, lengthy process of like lawyers like crawling through code to like, no, this is someone else's. This is someone else's. This needs to be replaced. This needs to be replaced. So even if Valve is like on board with doing this, it's going to take them a while to actually audit all the code and figure out what they can and
even auditing the code, like a code base that old, you might not even know who you need to get in contact with, or if you should.
It's like, didn't this person die?
or even you get into like weird situations where they license some piece of software from some other company that just doesn't exist anymore.
Right. Yep. You don't know if anybody owns the rights or anything. Yeah, it could be dodgy. Proton, we got a little bit of news here with 4.2-3. The big thing you want to take from this is not that Naturo Shippuden, what the hell, Ninja Turbo
Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, where you can experience the plot of Naruto Shippuden and be a badass ninja, no jutsu.
No. They added the mono bits, which this is kind of cool because this is one of the big things that you've had to deal with if you were trying to get a lot of Unreal Engine 3 type games up and running. I was tempted to test it with goddamn Batman, like the original Arkham Asylum. That took way too much bullshittery to get that working with Proton. But I did check Horrific Acid Trip, aka Killer is Dead. Makes for the working now, and I'm going to probably put some time into that game because 30 minutes in, I was like, what the fuck? But Pedro was like, nah, man.
Suda 5-1. That's Suda 5-1.
Yeah, from the minds that brought you Killer 7 and other games.
Yeah.
No more heroes.
One of the things that came out at around the same time was a little tweet by Ethan Flibbidijibabo, and he is saying basically if you have an XNA game, now Proton will be able to handle most of the heavy lifting, just completely translating that XNA directly to a game that people can play. But if you still have the source code, make sure you actually go in and use XNA to FNA to like get the game working on current systems without needing much of anything else. Because right now, if you don't, the game will basically, in broad strokes, be running directly through Proton. Proton just looks at it, oh, that's mono. I know that. Gimme. And There are still a few issues.
It tries.
Well, for XNA games, not, the more complex ones. Yeah, those still take some doing. But there are still some issues with Windows Media Files specifically, like WMV videos in games. That was one of the examples he brought up specifically. But these are minimal issues when you consider that the brunt of the engine work from an XNA game is now going through Proton directly. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know Flibbit was talking about like the dream of like the sub-minute XNA to FNA port. This might be the 0-second XNA or FNA port.
Yeah.
Well, at least I guarantee you a bunch of XNA devs believe that to be the case. Also, we got to be really careful about spoilers because we don't want to spoil the rest of this podcast. But there was a bit of a rollback to one kind of critical component to Proton that we will discuss more in depth in the news segment. Yeah, but it's good to see that it's still rolling on. We're getting more and more updates. More and more games are just working under Linux. So you can you can finally find another game to say once it comes to Linux, I'll ditch Windows. Coming up next.
There we go.
Yeah. We'll talk about what games we're gonna finally ditch Windows for once they come to Linux. Right? Once Linux comes to Linux, I'm gonna ditch Windows.
Yes.
Windows. Oh, Haiku got support for NVMe.
Nice.
Yeah, right. Don't ask me. I fucking blame Google. It's like, hey, you might be interested in that. I'm like, not really, but that's good on them.
Neat. Yeah, how about some 2D or 3D acceleration?
Well, they could probably use Mesa, honestly.
They can, but it's all software.
Yes, Mesa
I had
is
that
software.
installed in one of the laptops. It's like, oh yeah, no, it works great. It's all software accelerated. There's enough smearing on screen to, I don't know, make my boxers look clean.
I think you need to fix something in your diet there, Pedro. If like just standing up and walking around is leaving streaks, I think you need to eat less Tesco fried chicken.
That was the only comparison that came to mind.
That's what you subsist on these days, right?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Vote.linuxgamecast.com. Go vote some show titles. Maybe Bang suggests some recipes Pedro can use to not leave streaks in his drawers.
Jordan's busted ass shelf.
Ass shelf.
Always have to
I gotta-
move that.
When Linux comes to Linux.
Right. I'll give that.
Okay,
one.
I'll give. Yeah.
When push comes to shove.
LAN party in
The
the
legendary
submarine.
shelf, man. That fucking thing's warped too. You don't have a fisheye lens.
Yeah.
it's got some curvature.
Listen, real bookshelves have curves.
I know, right?
All right, pressrecords.com. Sponsor us.
Do I keep? Oh, dude, like demo tables. I was like looking for, relatively large things. Like, oh, if I was going to do that type of like YouTube video, I was like, here, I'm going to review it. I was looking for something to put this fucking case on to record it, and I was like, what do you have for me, Amazon? And I was like, well, you can get some dinky ass card table that'll probably fold and destroy $1,000 worth of hardware like that. Or we have wood ones. It's like, oh, that's neat. For $500. I was like, no, do you have that in cheap? And they don't.
Yeah, I'm debating because I'm definitely going for the standing desk just because I like standing.
Mm-hmm.
But they have the cranky one for $200 and the
Okay.
motorized one for $500. Yeah,
You'd need to spend whatever it is to get the easily adjustable one.
Well, that's what they are. Like it's either like a manual crank or like a motorized one.
Just get the manual crank. Less shit to go wrong.
Yeah. I love the like sales pitch on the IKEA site too. It's like work your body as well as your mind. Crank your fucking desk up, you lazy slob.
Body moving, body grooving.
Basically the idea there is you crank it up and then you leave it there because you're too lazy to crank it back down.
Get that or your arms fall off.
Listen, man, I'm suffering from poverty bench. I need all the arm workout I can get.
I mean, it depends on how indecisive you're going to be. If you're going to be one of those bitches, it's like, it's standing. No, I need to sit for a little bit. Okay, I'm just standing. Yeah. Like, if you're going to be able to commit at least a few hours to one position to the other, the crank's not going to make any difference whatsoever. Unless you just want the cool factor of like,
No, well, like you'll
we have those at work.
Well, you'll see me doing it like on the show during breaks. Is I'll just like stand up sometimes just because I need to stretch out my back. So I'd like to be able to keep my shit at eye level.
I checked around trucks. I couldn't find any. Naturally, I was looking for it. That's when anything you're looking for at a thrift store, a secondhand consignment shop, gone. Like when there would normally be fields of thing.
That's why you go in and you expect nothing. It's like, ooh.
No,
nice.
this
Ooh,
is the legitimate
nice.
reason for buying random shit. Like, maybe I might need that. Rarely you do. You end up giving it to someone else, but
Yeah, I don't know. What's some fun shit to do at IKEA aside from eating? When we stuck there for tomorrow.
fun fact about
tomorrow for a little
IKEA,
bit.
they typically, depending in the market that they're in, will undercut the cheapest place to eat, up to selling food at a loss to get people to come in.
Mm-hmm.
They want people to come into IKEA and eat.
Yeah, because
It's like, look at all the nice furniture. We'll have a go around.
Well, it's not even that too. They have like random tchotchkes and like jars and shit. Mm-hmm. They want people to like look around and be like, "Ooh, I could use one of these for storage of something I could just, you know." I actually, what I want to do is I want to go to like a Lowe's or something and buy one of those those like itty bitty drawers for organizing screws and shit.
Oh, I have those all in my garage, dude. Like, I got
Yeah.
a wall of like not labeled, not organized. Yes.
There you go, Mike G. Clink.
I'll tell you that I bought this on Amazon and it's like $9. It was like one of those organization drawers, but without the drawers, just like
the shelves.
No, it was like a little flip up plastic thing which had all the known computer screws, like your thumb screws, case screws, motherboard screws, the little tiny little fucker screws for SSDs. It was something like 700 pieces. I've never been unable to locate a screw in order to justify having it. It's the best thing to buy. You'll always know where all of your PC screws are. And I had to use
Mostly because they'll just
one.
show up on your desk when you need them. It's like, oh, hello.
They're there. I mean, you could be like, just reach in your pocket. Like, oh, yeah, I got one right here.
Yeah, I've purposefully consolidated all my screws into what I've deemed my screw bag, and it is just an unsorted bag of screws. Odds are I'll have what I need in there.
That's why I bought it last year when I put the Ryzen together. It was like I couldn't find a motherboard, the brass standoff.
Oh yeah, the riser screws or whatever.
Yeah, I had to tear this fucking house apart. Like I was digging into ancient computers, and I finally found one. I was like, yes.
The worst part of taking those out is like when you're unscrewing them and you've screwed them in too tightly initially, so it just you just unscrewed the riser.
I had one ended up because you're always like, did I put the right size screw in this thing? It's putting up a lot of resistance. Then I backed it out when I was putting the Threadripper together, and it backed out the peg. So I had that stuck in there, and I was like, motherfuck. Fortunately, it was the first one I put in, so I was able to get the pliers, and
yeah.
And then I confirmed it was the right.
Yeah, it's the whole rigmarole. It's like, where the fuck is the needle nose pliers thing?
Well, the initial debate was like, can I wedge that under the motherboard? And I was like, just take it out.
So I was so happy when I like bought a case, and like it didn't have those risers. It just like molded into the case where they were built in. I'm like, yes, this is what I wanted for all these fucking years. It's just something like this.
This case wasn't quite that advanced, but it did have the center pin for the motherboard, where you just click that and I was like, oh, everything's in place. Neat.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah.
But I've seen the ones you're talking about. They're just like, it's just like rubber, man. You don't have to worry about anything. Just like plop it down and it's already got all the like normal patterns screwed, drilled into it.
I just realized something. Like after I loaded the computer with like all the hard drives and video cards, just that old case, I'm like, that is the exact same configuration I had it while I was still living at my parents' house. Like, it's just a bunch of platter drives, 2 video cards, that same fucking Thuban CPU. Yeah, yeah.
Well, the presets, but I mean, they have everything in there. You just
Like it's just a matter of like figuring out what lines up with what.
Right. Didn't have to do anything with the Threadripper, with the X399. Genuinely, like, I didn't believe it. Like, checked it 5 times before I put it down. It's like, no. You do the counts across. I'm like, that can't be. Like, is that right? It's like, all right, fuck it.
You shouldn't apologize for awful puns in your brain, Sorceress. You need to spread them out. Let the world suffer like you suffer. It's the ultimate Schadenfreude.
Also, I will recommend the Corsair 750D. It's not a new case. It's been out for about 5 years, but...
Oh, yeah, no, it's, like, I have literally one of those sitting right next to my left foot. They're great.
Good case.
I have the 270R. Very good case.
I saw that in one of the photos you posted. I'm like, yeah.
That case, that's nice.
Yeah,
case,
that is the generic black featureless Corsair case that I purchased.
Did you get the Airflow edition, or?
Which one's the Airflow edition?
Do you have a panel at front with like 2 things you can push in and open up?
Oh yeah, where like the filter is, yeah.
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 The Airflow edition doesn't have that panel on it.
Okay.
So, yeah, you basically make ours an Airflow edition by just popping that panel out, which comes right out.
Oh yeah, no, it has those little like clippy things. You just pop them in. Honestly, this case is really quiet. I like it. Yeah, that.
Oh shit! It's gonna be a panel off, motherfucker. Didn't expect that. Decided.
Don't look stickers.
I don't do the stickers, man.
Yeah. I had to put the Fedora badge on there. Now I gotta. Yeah. There's a bunch of cables in front. Same problem.
And all of a sudden, I'm really happy that my case is wedged in between 2 desks, right up against a chest of drawers. So even if I wanted to, there's no taking that out unless I, take an afternoon.
I win.
Off.
Fuck you all. I win. I'm back in.
Yeah, you did. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Alright. Success.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the whole Carbide series, like the 200, 250, 270,
all right, that was just a warm-up. Ready for real this time?
Yeah. Now it's whoever can disassemble their shit and reassemble it the fastest.
Also, I like this. That's nice.
Yeah. It's on the bottom, on the top, and they have one inside that capo thing too to dust it out. Yeah, it's a nice case. I like it.
It's a nice case. I got it used. It was like $125.
So I didn't actually originally order this case. I ordered another Fractal R5.
Okay.
Which is like very similar, except it has like it has one of those flappy doors instead of that panel thing. But they didn't have it in stock. And I'm like, can I just exchange that for like an equivalently priced fucking featureless black case, because I'm not attached to this particular case in general. I just want something that looks like a black featureless box.
Right.
And yeah, and that was what they had. So
What it big and
yeah.
yeah.
The less time I have to spend looking at the inside of my computer, the better.
It's got a window on it though.
The window is facing away from me into a wall.
Yeah. I don't have to look at it.
Yeah, the 270R doesn't have windows.
Yeah.
Well, there's a version with windows, but I got the windowless one.
Last time I saw a picture of your white case, it had a big window in it.
Yeah, I'm not using that case anymore. I haven't been using it for the past several months.
Speaking of which, I gotta figure out like the exact configuration of how I'm gonna put stuff in like the den that's gonna be the new studio. Because I want it to be facing a wall big enough that I can just paint it green so we can green screen shit in.
I can. Do you want a green screen?
Maybe.
I could put it in your care
that's the thing.
package.
It's a very small room. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You could just put up the. I mean, it's just the green screen reflective cloth, dude. I mean.
I guess I can just hang it and make sure that's illuminated.
Yeah, you have to stretch it. I mean, it'll light up good, and basically, it's. Yeah, it's made for that.
All right. Yeah, maybe.
I kind of went the opposite from the green screen. It's like, all right, practical effects. We'll just build a wall and put shit up.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you did a green screen wall, we could get weather reports.
Yeah.
I give you like a news chyron. Like, all right, we're gonna check in with Jordan live. Where's he at?
Yeah. I like that one bit from Airplane where like they're driving in the car and then like it just keeps switching movies. There's like a dinosaur in the background, like a chariot race, or or like Hitler on ice or some shit.
There.
It is still raining today.
Yeah. Oh, if the window truly bothered me, you're talking like 30 seconds with Krylon. I mean,
Spray paint.
done. Mask it.
Yeah, no, I bought that because it's like, the Amazon warehouse deal is like 35 pounds. Oh, okay. Give me.
Yeah, I gotta get a TV too. I'm looking for.
I never uttered that sentence before. And I know what you're thinking though. It's like I need to have the things for the place.
Well, I mean,
You watch TV though.
Yeah. Like I like sitting down at a couch and like watching.
Yeah,
shit.
but I don't last. I like the idea. I like the thought of that. It's just in practicality, and like that's just a lot of getting up because I'm like, I want to go do something now.
Yeah. The other thing I was thinking too was like, because they have those like HDMI over Ethernet adapters.
Okay.
And like extending, like running a cable from like this PC to the TV, so I can like just play games.
We'll need a montage.
Something like that. That
Ethernet over HDMI.
No. All right. Do they have one of those with a side panel that's open so I can see inside? Maybe some RGBs.
Yeah.
Probably make RGB HDMI cables. I would not doubt that.
Yeah.
I saw an article today, man. One company, RGB NVMe drives.
So that they run hotter?
Dude, they legit. It's a thing now. I might have. No, I didn't.
I'd
post
seen it
on
on the 2.5-inch SSD cases, but
Dude, it's on the NVMe drive.
See, that's the thing. I would like an all NVMe system. That would be pretty tits.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's pretty much what we're rocking, Katana.
Yep.
Well, one of the things, like, it came with the heat shields, like the thermal pads to put on the NVMe drives. Don't put those on your fucking drives. It doesn't have any fins on it, so it's just sitting there collecting heat. So the top of your drive is getting hotter than it normally would.
You got a Samsung, don't you?
I have a couple of NVMe. I have 2 Samsungs NVMe drives.
Really? Were they 960s or 970s?
I have both.
Because my 960 didn't come with the spreader.
No, the motherboard did.
Oh, the motherboard. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
For like one of my 3 slots.
Well, that's the thing with the Threadripper, though, is like you got overhead for all the NVMe drives.
Oh yeah, I can run 3 full speed with 2 by 16 full speed.
Oh,
Video cards.
Druggy, that's such a 90s case with the knobs in the front.
Oh shit.
Thermal take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how yellow, if I can get a picture. I have the
Accidentally flashes himself in the face, blinds him. Ah! He's got to take a selfie. Hold on.
8 drive bays is nice. You're forking out considerably for the motherboard that can push 8 SATA drives.
That's not too bad. Most have 6, but I've bought a couple that have 8.
Yeah.
And like what you can get a SATA card for like $20.
Yeah.
I gotta get the this is my brain working right now. I was like, I need one more USB-C Type 2 port. It's like, yeah, well, I got the internal plug, and I was like, well, you know, a 2070 also has one of those too, right? I'm like, yeah.
You should only get a 2080, man. You need it.
I couldn't even bullshit myself to get a 2080, dude.
Are you sure?
I've seen some used 2070s go for sub $400. That's the type of spicy bullshit I can believe in. No, 2080s are still like $700 fucking dollars, dude.
What's the cheapest 2080 in Canada? That's not new. That's not used. I don't know. Ooh, $160 for a 580, an RX 580. Oh,
640 pounds.
Hang on, Scott. Really, you didn't know that? That was the reason I got, well, among other reasons, the 2060 for that. Yeah, it's just USB Type C. You can plug anything into it. I have one of our NVIDIA encoders plugged into it.
Yeah, cheapest 2080 here is 640 pounds for the MSI Ventus.
Sounds like a Farscape character.
They used to call this heat spreader the Armor, but now it's Ventus, apparently.
All right. $934 Canadian for the cheapest new 2080 for a Zotac.
Let's see how much this is in Canadian.
It's about like what, 1.5 times or whatever.
CAD. Okay. You're still getting it cheaper than the direct translation. 638.99 pounds is 1,112 Canadian dollars.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. You're not walking away with a 2080 new for less than $1,000 with tax.
Yeah. So 1 pound is $1.74 Canadian.
All right. I'm still I'm still fine with the 1080 Ti for now. It beats the shit out of anything.
I'm really
I throw it
not
at.
aching for a GPU upgrade anytime soon. The 1080 is still doing pretty good.
Yeah. Honestly, like what? When did the 17 or 1600K? Release date. When did it come out? It came out in 2015. It's 2019. So Yeah, if I go by the
One
rule,
more
I generally
year?
yeah, one more year. If I go by the rule I generally set for myself.
Yeah, no, I
Hopefully,
want one of the 3000 Ryzens because the 1600's good, but I want more.
I like the idea of a 12 core 24 thread for like sub $800. I want that.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope the leaked prices are turn out to be true. Although I doubt that the 3700 and 3700X will be $300 and $330.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not like the situation I had with the Thuban, where like there's just games I can't play because my CPU's too old. So
It was missing triple SE3 and SSE 4.1.
mm-hmm. It had 4.2 though, which was the weird thing. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
There's the box of business. I was trying to get a picture because that is like the 90s case right there, that generic.
So what do you have the Ryzen doing now?
And it's chilling out, man. It's on holiday.
All right, it's on break.
It's going to become the guest box.
Oh yeah, I guess you could like virtualize a bunch of shit there and like run them.
It's going to be it's going to be multi-purpose as a motherfucker.
Mm.
If we can get it tied in, and I'm like the thing I ran into yesterday. I was going to do some Tomb Raider, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tomb Raider just was having some weird frame hitching. I was like, damn it. I would like to have a fuck it option as like a dedicated streaming box if I ever needed it, which that not something to rely on, but for a situation like that, if there's some game that fucking OBS is just dipshitting with Vulkan or some weird shit and be like, fuck it, boom. Where it's just taking it from the video out.
Yeah, basically the Portal 2 scenario.
Basically. Yeah, we'll just do it that way. Suck it game. And it'll also let me do dual duty so I could get an actual audio profile on you.
We need the old-timey, oh, geez, we're in a dilly of a pickle now. Silent film speech cards.
Yeah. I don't know. It's back now.
Yeah, we're back. All right. Just verified.
Cool.
Do 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 I'm pretty sure that's copyrighted. Demonetized.
Discord audio is also dead.
Oh.
Boop. That's interesting.
Okay. Does Discord have audio now?
No, I don't know what went on. Let me see. Input devices. Yeah, it's picking up. Let me reboot Discord. One momento. Yeah, definitely had some type of weird hiccup. Ta-da! No, you should have audio back.
Apparently, audio was back.
Well, it's extra back now.
Right? It's back like scoliosis, motherfuckers. Let me double check Audacity. Hello, Audacity. How are you this evening?
I feel like shit, man.
God damn it, Audacity. Shut up.
No, I'm depressed. I need help.
We got to do a show. We can't do this bit right now. Tempted to.
Right.
Tempted to.
All
It'd be good.
right.
It'd be entertaining, but no. Nay.
No more goofs. We got to be serious podcasters.
We're serious, dude. We're grown-up adults responsible. Okay. Coming at you in 3, 2.
Well, it's about time we get into some news, but before we do that,
More
we
adult,
do need to take
more
some
responsible. Try it again.
time. Okay. Well,
Penis.
it's... Okay, never mind that then. Jordan, why don't you tell the lovely people how they can support this sausage fest?
Penis. No, you can head on over to LinuxGameCast.com, click that support button, and look at all those penises in that array there. We got Amazon affiliate links, humble partner links, stuff that you can click on, buy stuff for you, and then support us. It's the easiest way to do it. Especially if you're buying stuff for your company over Amazon, you should totally just use your business account and click that affiliate link. It's be good. You can also head on over to our Patreon page, where 121 of you are giving us $288 a week to produce this nonsense. You get to watch cool stuff like Ven attempting to assemble a Threadripper, and access to our Discord channel where you can chat with a bunch of these other monstrosities who occasionally say something interesting or pithy. Lots of really cool stuff just behind the Patreon wall. You get the pre super chosen, or the pre super chosen,
Pre super chosen, man.
So it's so much pre.
It's kind of brilliant. One of the things I want to throw in, you lot helped us put together this thread ripping system to bring you more awesome shit in the future. So I made a video for Patreons with a detailed parts list of everything that we did, and a short and sweet 3-4 minute video. If you have any questions about anything, hit me up on that thread and go check out the video. It's me doing it, so it's just to the point. What's in it, how it works, and thank you for that.
Yeah, some of the parts that went into that Threadripper box came from our Amazon wish list, which you can buy us stuff from. And like underwear, we desperately need new underwear.
All the underwear.
And just other stuff that we can use for the show. Some Behringer interfaces, USB cables, all sorts of random crap that we need to get this thing going. If you send us some stuff, you can send us a little letter. We'll read it on the stream. And you also go on Frank's little fuck wall over there. I think we got space for one more name before we got to retire the fuck wall 2.0.
2.0's gone, baby. Oh,
2.0's gone.
Well, we got one more space, but after that, man, then you'd be like, man, you'll be like second. You'll be fucking the Voyager of the fuck wall.
watch Kate Mulgrew just like fucking throw us a 2080, be like, yeah, put my name up there. This is the Voyager.
Janeway drop an elbow, man.
Yeah, and maybe Kate Mulgrew could be tempted to buying a Linux Gamecast mug. I don't know. Do we still have mugs again?
There it is.
Did Teespring unfuck our mugs?
Yeah, no, apparently they sorted that out.
Yeah. Store, LinuxGameCast.com. Buy some stuff. LGC apparel. You can tell your friends that you're a Francophile, or pretend that you're a mayonnaise enthusiast and confuse children when you're walking down the street, in the park, at school, at the McDonald's play place, what you're doing there as a 30-year-old adult trying to go down a kid's slide. I don't know, but more power to you. Wear a hell of a shirt while you're doing it.
Seems like a thing.
Yeah, let's get into the news segments. We gotta roll things back.
So, not so much on the driver news this week, but we do have some DXVK news. And they did have a version 1.1 out for a little bit. And they actually specifically say it's like the release was taken back because it was causing game crashes and GPU hangs for some users. If you have a build environment set up, please test a new master branch. So they rolled that back, but they did introduce some new fixes with version 1.0.3. So I did notice that they specifically pointed out that Dark Souls Remastered and Grim Dawn, they added a workaround to fix rendering issues on the NVIDIA GPUs. It's like, Dark Souls Remastered, wasn't that working already with Proton? So I had a look, it's like, oh, it's the one game that's sitting at silver of the Dark Souls series that's available on Steam. It's the one that's sitting at silver while all the other ones are at gold. Huh.
There was another interesting bug they fixed too. Apparently, there was an issue where the state cache didn't actually enforce its own size, so it could theoretically grow to consume all of your disk space if left unchecked. So that's a very unlikely situation. But maybe you like to fill up your SSDs. I know I do. So that's the thing. Yeah, regressions are a thing that happen. DXVK is actually a really fast-moving project, and considering how complex it actually is, I'm surprised more issues haven't slipped through like that. So it's good that they caught it. They rolled it back. Maybe we'll see the actual 1.1, or maybe they'll just bump it to 1.2 in the coming weeks. But yeah, if you can build it and test it out, definitely give Master a build, because they want to get those issues squashed so we can get back to playing Windows games under Linux like a bunch of dirty fucking heathens.
I know, right?
I mean, Proton ruined me. It's like, oh, look at all those 1,000 games that you have in your library.
No,
you can try them all.
Play more than 3. You're Windows. Man, you gotta smash that Proton button, fam, every now and then. So one thing that'll prevent you from smashing that Proton button is the Unity 3D game engine for video games, sometimes under Linux. And they got a little bit of news in their blog about the preview of the Linux editor. Unity Editor for Linux is now in preview. You can get the latest builds from the Unity Hub. It's thing, fully supported version by the end of the year, prioritizing support for the following list: CentOS 7, 1604, and 1804 of the Ubuntu's, x86 64, GNOME desktop environment, because you hate yourself.
Really?
NVIDIA, proprietary graphics drivers, and AMD Mesa. So graphics, pretty cool to see, because unlike, Epic, Unity does seem to care, at least a little bit, about Linux.
Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing having an editor working on Linux has been one of the things that people have been shouting at them for long enough that they have to do something about it. That's fair.
Well, Godot got around this very cleverly by actually implementing their editor in their engine. So as long as their engine supports the platform, their editor does as well. But yeah, the targets here may cause a bit of herming and hurring, but here's the thing: CentOS 7 is new enough that anything that's targeting that will run on a modern Fedora install, and 1604 is gonna be the new 1204. It's just not gonna die. Same with 1804. And so at least targeting that means that your games will probably, things built on that will be in a similar running state than they would on SteamOS or something like that. Picking GNOME, there was not a good option there for them at all. If they picked KDE, people would lose their goddamn minds. If they picked XFCE, people would lose their goddamn minds. GNOME is kind of the lowest common denominator. It ships with Ubuntu by default.
See, I would have just said, it's like, okay, target GTK, not GNOME specifically.
Well, so the other thing too is you're not getting yeah. you're not getting any love if you're going to be trying to run this in Wayland, because Unity really doesn't like SDL2 for some reason. But that is what it is. Yeah.
They ran into a wall, Jordan. They ran into a wall.
They ran into the sunk cost fallacy when they started writing raw Xcode into their freaking engine instead of using the thing that abstracts all of that away. It supports all the other things too.
No,
but
Jordan, they can do it better for attempting to do that for 2 years ago. Fine. Jeez, we'll do it correctly.
I spy with my little eye. Not in house syndrome.
Hey, let's try to pronounce this. Athenium? Maybe
Athenium.
it's a Libre replacement for Steam, and the news about this, you probably already know about this piece of kit, is it's now available on FlatHub. So, no more of that pesky sudo apt install Athenium. But, what is it? You never heard of it. It is basically Steam for open source games, correct? Is that the right way to say this?
Lutris for
Yes.
flat packs. Yeah.
Lutris for flat packs. And that is, speaking of flat packs, not only is this available as a flat pack, they do make a point to point out the best way to get your game on Athenium is to create a flat pack config and submit it to the FlatHub GitHub repository. What works currently: installing games, running games, uninstalling games. That's a nice feature. And updates. Only monolithic at the moment. Individual is to come. And, you know, I mentioned this earlier in Discord this week. And of course, Matthew from Lutris was like, ooh, I'm going to go straighter some of that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
shiny UI. I'm gonna improve on Lutris.
I do like the justification though. It's like, well, we're a product about shipping flat packs to people, so we might as well just ship it in a flat pack. Because I heard you like flat packs, so I put some flat pack in your flat pack.
Flat
That's a show title. Thanks, just that flat zibbit. Yeah, so that's available if Lutris is a little too complicated to get set up, because I know it's very hard to clone a Git and run a Python script. But yeah, it's a thing.
How was this not a flat pack to start with? I mean, they're basically Steam or Lutris for flat packs. So why not be a flat?
Listen, Pedro, first of all, you're just in the pocket of big flat pack. Snaps for the future.
I'll take flat packs over snaps any day.
Isn't big flat pack just Red Hat?
Shut
I
up.
guess IBM now.
Shut up and talk about Zork.
All right, Zork. Listen, it's very dark. You might get eaten by a grue. So this is always cool for like game preservation stuff. They sometimes people dig out old tapes that will have old source code on them. This happened for Adventure a couple years ago, like the OG text adventure game. It was actually written in like NCC from like the 1981 dialect, so they were able to get it up and running. Zork, however, is written in something called ZIL. Zil? I don't know.
Yes.
They found a tape with a copy of the source code that supposedly comes from Infocom. There's no real way to confirm or deny it, because if you decompile Zork, you're not going to get the same code. But they found it. The Facebook ZIL group has ported it to a modern version of it, and you can play it. I was actually kind of curious, like how many people can actually still read or write this language. They're probably old or like very close to dying at the moment. Yeah.
You can find them all in a very aptly named Facebook group.
Yeah, there's like a graveyard you can go to. That's where they bury all the ZIL programmers. Also, so while the source is available, archive.org is hosting it at the moment. This isn't actually open source. The licenses still apply. They just found a copy of it and gave it to the archive.org folks, because that's their job. They archive stuff. So don't start expecting the open source Zork revolution. Or lest the corpse of the necromantic corpse of Infocom will send their zombie grues after you.
No, man, it'd be brilliant. We need to get it on Steam, and we need Vulkan support.
Vulkan text adventure.
Yes.
I'm into it. Yeah,
I'm not above
Call
that.
it Zoc. Call it Zoc and release it as an open source clone.
It's Zork, but it's with an X instead of a Z.
Call it Lezork. Just put Le at the beginning of every sentence.
Yeah, just falsely attribute everything to Mathieu Commandant. See
There
what
we
happens.
go. There we go. That's the thing. We got a point release to talk about, though.
Yeah, Super Tux Cart. We threw chairs at it once, and now apparently we're gonna have to do it again.
Back.
Actually, we threw it twice already.
Yeah, the I don't think we did it twice. I think we did it once. But anyways, if you've been following the development, we've been playing a little bit of the Super Tux Kart online stuff, and people have been asking, this is kind of the feature that people have been asking for. Isn't it a good idea to just slap a 1.0 on it? And the Super Tux Kart guys thought about it for a second. They're like, actually, yeah, let's just slap a 1.0 on it. So there you go. You can now download the official 1.0 release of Super Tux Kart, containing the one update that everyone actually fucking... Oh god, I'm getting Super Tux Cars flashbacks.
Ice back.
Yeah, no, that's some spiky bullshit right there. You can play it; it's available. You were able to compile it and try it out for the longest time, but now it should be pushed out to your distribution's particular source repositories. You might be even able to download it through Ethereum because there's a Flatpak. Yeah, so I think we're going to be throwing chairs at it next week, I guess, if nothing else comes
It's
in.
definitely in the plans, man. But yeah, 20,000 lines of network code later, that was like a bigger undertaking than like moving everything over to plib. So that, the only thing I would say is great project. Talk about a project I would love to see on Steam. Like, not joking. This would be
they
great.
were on Greenlight, weren't they?
I don't know what
When
happened
Greenlight
to
was
that,
a
man.
thing.
They're like
Yeah.
wizards. However, I beg to you, get the hell off SourceForge. All right, it's sketchy. It's like the 90s are back to go download it. I downloaded this and fake fucking download buttons, man. Really, in 2019?
Well, they were also doing that shit too, where like they were adding ads to like random installers and
Yeah. They would introduce like the ad thing. Yep.
yeah.
Ask
I mean,
you for your root password, and you're like, oh, okay.
yeah. GitHub exists, GitLab exists. I mean, they're already hosted on GitHub, anyways. So, I mean, just move the binaries there. I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, SourceForge isn't as sketchy right now as it was for a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
This is true.
But it's still bad.
All right. Well, coming up next, we're gonna sit here and power up for about 30 minutes while the planet Namek explodes. I guess we didn't really talk how we're going to transition to the interview thing. It's filler, so gotta power up. So so Ven is obviously Frieza. I think I'm Piccolo, and you're Captain Ginyu, Pedro.
Oh.
But like Frog Captain Ginyu.
Oh. So you're saying I'm in more episodes than actual Ginyu. Nice.
Yes, and you're briefly Bulma for a while, so have fun with that. I really did like what DBZA did with the body swapping thing, where it's that they just like have the actual actor of that character just like pretend to be the other person, as opposed to like, oh, they switched bodies, so this woman is speaking with a man's voice now, right? Yeah, that's how body swapping works. Also, Antfish had that great delivery. It's like, I'm all purple and horny. Chi-Chi's gonna kill me.
Okay, I'm gonna go get drink.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna go get drink.
Audio distortion. So if you're gonna complain about the audio, folks, please tell us where you are experiencing this problem, because apparently we got half of you listening in Discord, half of you listening on YouTube, half of you listening on Twitch. That's 1.5, but I don't care. Math's not my strong suit.
No, it's easier if you speak in vague terms, so we can guess and break other things.
Right. Also, remember that we don't like scrolling up in Discord. We don't have mouses with clicky scroll wheels that let us scroll rapidly.
Oh. One of you put your ears on the audio.
Sure.
Let's get a listen.
Let's see, tubes.
Yeah, it's a little skippy. It's like not hyper distorted or anything, but it's definitely audible.
Not hype. What?
Like,
yeah, it's like it's skipping.
Yeah, just like.
All right, let me bump the stream then.
Just to fuck with people. Actually, Pedro's does. But then you're me and I'm empty, so. We're back.
All right.
Still doing it.
Still doing it?
Yeah, it's doing it on both Twitch and YouTube.
It might be something coming through the relay server.
It's possible. I can give that a bort, maybe.
I hear no skipping on YouTube. Still no. Man, just don't worry about Discord right now. We're not worried about that. Discord's back now, though.
Twitch is crap. Yeah, I'm getting that skipping on YouTube.
You're getting it on Twitch.
And YouTube.
My keyboard just stopped working for some reason. That's weird.
Oh, I had my spacebar die the other day. It's like, oh god damn it. Then
I
it
was
came back. It's like, oh, okay.
I was literally just typing with this like a hot second ago. And I went to like Alt Tab. I'm like, what is this now? I gotta dive under my desk. Give me a minute.
We can. Audio adapter. And audio adapter. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a hiccup to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Audio adapter.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a hiccup to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
See.
Yeah, it does.
Well, let me see if... Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm doing a live out to that. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm doing a live out to that. Nope, not getting an issue there. Let's just give OBS a reboot. It could be OBS. You never know.
Oh, Mir, that is so disturbing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the reconnection was successful.
With the reconnection?
R.I.P. Jordan.
With the reconnection? Okay, the skipping is gone on YouTube.
R.I.P. Jordan.
Let's see, Twitch.
Can y'all hear me?
No?
No.
Okay, that's Discord. Jitsy's fucking up something because I'm not getting any return video.
Yeah, no.
Neither of you getting return video right now.
Okay. I thought something went wrong. All right.
No, I had to reboot OBS.
Yeah. Sure.
Twitch is also fine, so it's good.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was OBS being a butt.
I don't know. Everything seems to be fucking up now, so I figured I'd double check. Right? Like it doesn't hurt.
See, the irritatingly laughable thing is I intentionally built the released version of OBS to like minimize any fuckery with setting all the new shit up. Up until then, I was running just right off the head, off master. So
and that seems to be more stable than the actual released version.
Right?
Oh man.
Well, this doesn't even count as a fire. Outside of like the re screeching, it's like no, this is nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Also, my keyboard randomly just not accepting input. That was kind of weird.
It's haunted.
I wish.
Man, I'd pay good money for a haunted keyboard.
Just randomly type stuff while we were playing multiplayer games. It's like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah, no,
then I would talk all type of like mad shit and be like, no, not me, dude. Haunted
Yeah,
keyboard.
that's your excuse to like just spew like hateful racist screed. It's just like, no, my keyboard's haunted. It's not me.
I thought the prequels were not that bad. Nope, haunted keyboard, man. That wasn't me, man.
Listen. The reason that Ghost is dead is because he was a prequel fan and he got murdered, literally crucified by Star Wars fans.
All right, I need to get the game loaded. Where did I put this? Home. Wait, no, not home. Wait, did I? Nope. Yeah, home.
All right.
ABC downloads. Baba is me. There it is.
Oh, dude actually built a case out of wood. Okay.
I thought about, here's the case I want to make right now. I want to make a cast iron case. I don't have a furnace with enough heat to do cast iron. This is the only thing stopping me.
What, a cast iron PC case?
Yes, like a drop forge solid, you know, big chungus.
I think they would need to be like very grounded, I would think. Talk about a superconductor, am I right?
Yeah, it would act as a giant heat sink.
That's what I'm saying, baby.
It's the Apple strategy. I don't care if our laptops burn you. We can keep them thin because we don't have to implement a cooling solution.
Admittedly, Dell does that too with the XPSs. The bottom of that XPS, after a day's work, it gets hot.
Those are perfectly serviceable cases. That's the equivalent of what the box of business is still in. I mean, it's just a big, old-fashioned, massively tall steel case. No aluminium in it. Nowhere. Just thick. Fuck. What's in this? Nothing.
Yeah, when you slice up your hands when you're like assembling your computer, you literally need to go for a tetanus shot.
Right. Might as well, man.
Yeah, no, I sliced my hands while building Nuri's PC, because that, I guess if you want to buy a teeny tiny case, if you find a cheap one like that, it's going to have sharp edges. That's the price you pay.
Oh, cheap case? Oh, fuck yeah. Those things will... Just wear welding gloves when you fuck with those things, man.
Yeah, it was 50 pounds for a mini ITX, teeny tiny little case that'll fit on the legs of Nori's desk. It's like, yeah, no, that's a lot of blood. Well, it took its toll, so it better work now.
It's not really allegory when you say like you put your literal blood and sweat into your computer, because odds are you've lost some blood assembling the computer.
Oh yeah. And it took a while for that stupid gash on my thumb to heal too.
I was like, yeah, you show up with like a bunch of like scars on your wrists, like, Pedro, are you okay? It's like, no, I just assembled the computer. Like I didn't cut them to feel something. I cut them because I was trying to jam a motherboard in there and it just wasn't going.
That's what we need. We need a website. Building with a cheap case or attacked by cat.
Yeah. So the hard mode is if like you build with a cheap case and you're a crazy cat person, so you just have both.
Oh no! You try to build a PC case with a cat duct taped to your hand.
I thought you were gonna say you try to build a PC case out of dead cats. Hard mode, live cats.
Live cats. All right.
Yeah, this is the case I got for Nori's PC. That's sharp aluminium, as they say here.
Yeah, that looks good on the outside, but cheap on the inside. So yeah.
Yeah. It's meant to look good and teeny tiny on the outside.
Just like you.
I'm 6'1".
I didn't stutter.
I'm just saying, not teeny tiny.
For a dwarf?
Nobody tosses a PC case.
Dude, we got like some straight up dwarves, like King of the Dwarves and
Yeah.
American Gods, dude. I was like, all right, you're rocking this. I'm digging this. All over the fucking.
My giant of a brother.
Yeah. Fucking Illinois Nazis, man. I hate those guys.
The fiends of New Germany.
I'd have to reload chat. Maybe.
Maybe. Womp womp.
It's trying. Come on, give me one Discord.
I'm gonna go take a piss.
Go for it, baby. Is this gonna be a bun?
The Razer still sells pre-builds, so yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That shouldn't affect anything. Restart the browser.
Yeah, I want one of the original blades, the ones that have like the teeny tiny LCD screens in each of the keys. I still want one of those, but they're still stupidly expensive.
I can only imagine, man.
It's like, oh yeah, each key is an individual LCD screen that you can customize to show anything. So, ooh, I want to play with that.
I guess StreamKit died in a fire too.
It does that sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
like we're not even getting a connection to it, but oh well. All right. Let me get a drink.
It's happened to me on Thursdays a couple times where like
It
will just not
blinks,
load.
man. Yeah, they do have issues with it, and they're not really. It can be a mixture of things. I don't know.
I was really disappointed this Thursday about fucking Gang Beasts not working.
I saw that died in a fire for some reason, right?
Yeah, we ended up just doing Ultimate Chicken Horse for 45 minutes. Sandy is way better at this game. Sandy's just good at video games. He has a lot of time on his hands. He can practice.
Yeah, no, I remember playing Rocket Cars with Sandy. It's like, oh my god, he's everywhere.
Yeah, right? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna get the... Wait, Sandy, I saw you on the other side of the map. Where the fuck did you come from?
I just came from the goal. You were back there. How the hell are you there already?
Yeah. Sandy has a lot of time on his hands and thus can practice and get really good at video games. He's also friends with a lot of other people who are in the same situation, and so when it comes to competitive games like racers or shooters, he has actual humans to practice against.
Yep.
I just can't do randos on the internet. I can't.
Every now and then I'll play some Rocket Cars against randos, just like, it's usually when I want to test something. That was basically how I fine-tuned the Steam box with the 2400G. It's like, okay, this is working, Rocket Cars is working, so what's the deal with Unity games?
Well,
as it turns out,
the Unity games.
It was the fact that only having 1 gigabyte of dedicated VRAM in the BIOS was making them throw a bit of a hissy fit.
All.
What does all dressed mean? Find out on back.
I mean, I know what they are. It's
They're ketchup crisps.
No, ketchup chips are different. There are 2 distinct flavors of potato.
Potato tastes like potato, man. Unless you're in Canada, then it tastes like fucking gravy.
Oh, there's a place here in Cambridge that does poutine. Co-worker Heather, the web officer, is like, oh yeah, we totally went to this sandwich place. It's in downtown Cambridge, and they make poutine. So, might have to go there sometime.
Is it with like actual cheese curds or just like cheese chunks?
I have no idea. She said there's cheese in it, so yeah.
Right. You gotta get the curds. You can't get you don't get the like crumbly cheese or whatever.
Right.
Otherwise, it's not real poutine. It's a poutine imposter.
Listen to this fucking poutine gatekeeper.
Yeah, man.
He's Canadian. He gets to
be. There's a minimal watermark for what constitutes poutine and what doesn't, and I will stand on that hill and die on that hill to defend it.
R.I.P. Hill.
Yeah, it's gonna collapse because I've been eating too much poutine on top of it.
Right. Okay. We should be good. I think we're lined up. In 3, 2.
Welcome to the Chairquisition, where the accused game must survive trial by Fedora, Solus, and Ubuntu. And then, can the question be asked? Was it fun? This week we're taking a look at Baba Is You, developed by Hemply Oi on the Multimedia Fusion 2 engine. You can pick it up for about $15. What is it? Baba Is You is a puzzle game where the rules you have to follow are presented as blocks you can interact with. By manipulating them, you can change how the game works, repurpose things you find in the level, and cause surprising interactions. The Soldat bought us keys for this game, so thank you, Soldat, for making us play this game. Let's get into it. How to run on Ubuntu? I'm sure it brought the Threadripper to its knees.
Baby, it was definitely like one of the most taxing things I've done recently with it. When like the 3 days or 2 days I've had it together on the fresh 1904, not an LTS, but it is an 04 thread ripping thread boober. That's what I'm calling it, man. It's the thread boober. 1920X, 32 gigajoules of RAM. 2060, no issues. Ran out of the box. I was happy to see that. Very pleased to see that. And somehow managed to maintain a solid 60 at whatever resolution it runs at. And graphics, mind-melting pixels, and controls. When I saw it was kind of a custom joint with the engine, I was like, oh hell. Nope, X-Clone controller. Worked out of the box. Happy to report. Clean bill of health for solid jazz.
Yeah, on Fedora 2864-bit with the i7-6700K, GTX 1080 Ti, 32 gigs of RAM, bunch of NVMe drives. Yeah, it works. It's a fucking pixel game. Of course it does. Performance, yes. I don't even think it's even capable of like hitting 60 frames a second. It's just running at whatever FPS it is. It's fine. It works. And with that, graphics. I mean, they're functional. It's a sliding block puzzle game. It doesn't need to be that insane. And controls. I've tried out the dual Spock, the drool Spock. It worked out of the box. Or you can just use the arrow keys. That also works. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
4 chairs.
And over here on Solus with the 1600 and the GTX 1080, yeah, it launches. It performs, yeah. It's stuck at 60 no matter what the resolution, though. Look at it. That is to be expected. The graphics. I guess if something wasn't working properly, it'd stick out like crazy. And really the only options that they give you for graphics is like, do you want it in full screen or do you want it in a window? And the thing is like, I'm thinking it's like, okay, it doesn't let you pick a resolution. That's going to be annoying. But no, you can just resize the window to whatever size you want, and it works. As for controls, yeah, it's the cursor keys and Z is undo. That's all you need. Poor chairs.
Well, there you go. This game works, unless you're running Haiku, in which case...
Oh, man.
What?
Hard mode.
Yeah, indeed. So Vin, did you have fun playing Baba Is You?
You know, check this out. 100%. You know, at first I was upset when I saw this. We'd mentioned this game a few weeks back, and I even think I made the comment at the time that some programmer art puzzle game had the nerve, nay, the audacity to charge $14.99. I was like, really? That's a little steep, Brad. Hell, I was thinking that like probably for the first 15 minutes I was playing this game. Then I managed to solve the first puzzle. Blatant accident. By the second map, I kind of had some idea what was going on. I didn't. At that point, my strat was kind of, you know, just to make the words say, Baba is win, and I won, and I felt accomplished. Not really, because I didn't know what was going on. After that, did fuck all later on. I was lining the words up. It wasn't working. Experimentation led me to become a flag, and I get win. That was neat. That was neat and also a little scary, because it's even worse when you understand the mechanics of Baba Is You. Baba is wall. It's like, fuck this game. Fuck this game. Because that's when it clicks that this game's smarter than you are. And it's a very well-made puzzle game because, you know, basically after the third map, I had that basic understanding of how this game was mocking my intelligence. But I still managed to like soldier my way through and finish the first overworld. The big brains on Vin even managed to sort the first two puzzles of the second overworld. Then the game reminded me I was an absolute dipshit. I mean, hard.
That first puzzle on that second world is not.
That's rough, Brad.
I mean, that's a difficulty plat. That's a difficulty wall.
It handed me a map I poked at for a few minutes, stopped. I bowed to Baba. I admitted defeat. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a coveted, an extremely rare desert island game for me, which means if you're stuck on a desert island with just a laptop and you got a terabyte of space, no internet connection, this is one of the fucking games you want to bring with you, because I'm going to give it a solid 4 fuck mothering chairs.
Oh yeah, this game hurts my brain, and that's good. This game does everything that a good puzzle game needs to do, and that's mostly make you feel like a fucking idiot. Yeah. I had a blast playing it. I accidentally sunk about 2 hours into it. I looked up, I'm like, oh, it's nap time already. Damn. Yeah. So the rules are very simple. It's a combination between like a Tetris style or that bus game block movement and word-based logic puzzles. And it's simple enough. The grammar can sometimes take a little bit to get used to because you can use the same words in the same string, but the order matters. And once you figure that out, then you can then you more or less have the game set. Although it doesn't make it easy at times, especially once it gets into like the strict typing stuff. That it's rough. I will say though, there does seem to be a bit of a sine wave in terms of puzzle difficulty, because like you'll get really fuck you hard ones, and then the next two will be like really easy, and that's intentional. That's to like lull you into a false sense of security, and they're like, oh yeah, here's this new thing, this monkey wrench, and you're like, shit. What the fuck do I do now? The float sync mechanics did that to me. I'm like, I gotta read all the things around, because otherwise I'm gonna fuck myself. And then there are those moments where you do everything right, and then you realize, oh wait, these blocks, I pushed one block to the wall, and I need it to move, and I can't do that anymore, so I gotta fucking restart. Yeah, it's this kind of stuff. It gets your brain working. Over time, you will like put down the game, walk away, and you'll be like, okay. You'll go over it in your mind over and over and over again. You'll come back and then you'll solve it. Yeah, I just really like this game. This is a very well done puzzle game. This is like Steven Sauce's roll quality, except it's better than Steven Sausage Roll in the sense that like it throws you a couple pity fucks too, just to keep you going, just to like, no, it's not that hard. You don't have to worry about it. No, fuck you. 4 chairs.
Yeah, I love it. If I had to point out a thing to change, it's the unexplained mechanics. Because on one of the levels, and I remember this one distinctly, it asks, well, the only way you can get through is by pushing one of the word blocks into a jellyfish that has the sink property. And that makes it go away. And I'm like, oh my god, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it takes some learning to figure out what exactly you need to do to or what exactly it is possible for you to do. And in Steven Sausage Roll, since we keep going back to that, the mechanics there were simple. You cook the sausages, you can't let them fall into water or overcook them, and you have to go back to the exact same position that you started in. Okay, that's very simple, very self-explanatory. Here, it's like the more complex puzzles will actively fuck with your brain. And actually, that's pretty good.
Here's one of them.
Yeah, it can be overly specific with the way that you need to arrange the words for it to work the way you want it to. But outside of that, it's a fine example of what puzzle games should be like. It gives you and everyone else playing it a gun with like 10 different kinds of ammunition, and it just sits back and watches you disintegrate your feet worse than the steam horse. So yeah, no, it gets 4 chairs. It's good. It's a very good puzzle game.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether or not you're looking at something. If you're watching the video, and this looks like something on a ZX Spectrum from back in the day. I mean, it's very simple. And it goes to show just how much game mechanic itself can play over graphics. And I think, unlike Steven Sausage Roll, something you brought up, Jordan, is this game gives you false hope, where the sausage just
it fucks you. It does.
It doesn't even give you that. It's like, no, you're not going to figure this out. Keep trying, but you're not. Yeah. This is like, it'll throw you a bone when it's, and I think it does that to introduce the mechanics. It's like, okay, let's lower the difficulty just a little bit, but only enough to where you learn to use this thing to realize that it's about to get even more fucky.
Oh yeah. Steven Sausage Roll also does the thing that the bridge does, where it gives you like a very obvious solution. And it's like, no, motherfucker, that was the wrong one. Why did you think it would even be that simple? Fuck you. This game is a lot gentler, but it's also a lot more fucky because there's so many more components and like ways things interact. Yeah,
brilliant.
I really like this game, and to your point, yeah, like graphics aren't everything, and a lot of people are like quick to brush off hipster pixel games, but like sometimes I think like prettier graphics would distract from the gameplay here. This is very much like minimalist to the point of understanding what you need to do. And
you could have done this with ASCII.
You genuinely could. Yeah.
And it's amazing how much you can accomplish with very little, and we've seen that time and time again. Steven Sausage Roll, very simple concept, very simple graphics, genius frickin' puzzles. This is just more of that, but slightly different, and you have to be careful with the wording. So yeah, it's awesome.
It's pretty good. All right. Coming up next, man, it's a very Jordan-focused hate mail segment. Lots of people want relationship advice, and so I will fix it, like the tool I am.
And see?
Neat.
Now, what I actually want to do is go back and play more Baba Is You. That's the actual review. Is like, fuck it. I kind of want to go back to solving these puzzles.
There you have it, Ass/Strider. a game that doesn't involve ponies and got 4 chairs.
There you go.
Science.
Apparently that's really how to get all of us to agree on shit in the Chairquisition. Just really tight, good puzzle games. That's like that seems to be the common denominator. We have fairly varied taste across game genres, but like good like fucky puzzlers is kind of the overlap.
I think a properly challenging game, something that really makes you go, huh, this isn't like fuck you hard due to anything other than being fuck you hard.
Yeah.
Like
This is a 100% skill-based game. Like you don't have to worry about timing. This is just like, can you solve the fucking problem?
Yeah, this is put your brain on it. The game is there. The solution is there. You just have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Trug's Discord gonna Discord, man.
Disc and a chord.
All the chords. It's a Discord.
It's the Dick Zord.
Use the D-Zord. No!
I'm just imagining like a fucking giant robot, but it's like that one episode of Aqua Teen where they have like the dick ship that's just blurred out.
Aha, the Sildat was watching.
It's past your bedtime. Also, I
Yeah.
need to move the Twitter thing up. No one send us tweets so I can align that thing.
No one do it. You should totally tweet at Ven what you think his alignment is.
Chaotic neutral?
No, he's not actually chaotic. I'm thinking like either like a lawful evil or a lawful or like a neutral evil maybe.
Neutral evil, baby.
How about
All
non-plus
the
evil?
technicality on the rules and whatnot. Maybe neutral evil, yeah.
Accurate evil?
Well,
Pixel perfect evil?
Well, that's the epithet of neutral evil. They call it pure evil.
No. Maybe. Pixel perfect evil.
Hipster pixel evil.
Ven's alignment is negative camber.
Happy fun evil.
Happy fun evil is just chaotic neutral.
No, it's just evil
Yeah.
that wants to give you a hug.
It's chaotic neutral. It's like, yeah, I'll be stupid evil, but now I do a good thing. See? Balance. Fuck you.
Chaotic neutral is basically fuck you, I do what I want.
Yeah.
I'm more of a true neutral, lawful neutral, but
I always played paladins in D&D. Just because I tried my best to not be lawful stupid. Because that's how most people ended up playing their paladins, and it irked the shit out of me.
There's a right way to play lawful stupid. You just got to get the rest of the party on board with it. Just be like, at the beginning character creation, be like, I'm gonna be the like really dumb goody two shoes paladin. So if you wanna fuck with me, like here are the ways to do that, and then it's fun. But it's
I did my best to be like lawful good, but you know, not fuck everyone over.
Yeah. It's the same thing with like playing a thief who like steals from the party. It's like if you're gonna do that, like talk it out with your party first. Like get everyone in on that shit, and then they can have fun. Otherwise, you're just kind of ruining one person's fun at the expense at their expense. Yeah.
So I ended up playing the sarcastic paladin a lot.
It's having issues connecting to the client.
The Discord client?
Yeah.
Maybe just like Discord in your region is having some problems.
Check out StreamKit. Try to log into that right quick and see if it sees your Discord.
StreamKit. Log in.
Where is OBS? Connect to Discord. OBS.
Oops.
Nope. Can't connect to the Discord client.
All right.
I'm getting StreamerKit working for me. But that could just be like a region thing. Yeah, because the chat's updating for me in OBS.
Yeah, no, it's not. I went to the website proper and it's giving me the error.
Alright, well, let's make a hacky solution.
Window capture!
Yep.
Yes, install for OBS. I'm installing something and... Oh yeah, I can't connect to the Discord client. But I'm doing it in Firefox, not Chrome. Ah! I've been blacked out. They finally found me too offensive for YouTube and Twitch. I had to go to like the Passover Seder yesterday, and I overheard two family members talking about like, oh well, we have to use Skype at work. Oh, we have to use GoToMeeting. I'm just like, I'm not gonna go into this conversation. I've bitched enough about WebRTC to this crowd.
Yeah, so we have to use Skype for Business at work, and the VoIP solution for the phones on people's desks.
Oh
is
man,
Skype for Business.
You think
It
like
uses Silverlight.
Yeah,
it
you
uses
think desktop
fucking Silverlight.
Yeah, you think desktop Skype is bad? Skype for Business is basically let's take the worst parts of MSN Messenger and then stick them on top of Skype.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, that sounds like an idea.
Yeah.
Seriously, the VoIP solution in 2019 uses Silverlight. Silverlight, the thing that was Microsoft going, oh, look at that Flash thing? That's horrible. We can make it worse. And they did.
Man, remember when
was
Netflix used
Microsoft.
Silverlight?
That was Microsoft at peak Microsoft when they were like, hey, we want a proprietary thing too that's a web standard. Remember VB code? I mean, VBNet? Yeah.
You remember, what is it? Shit, what was it? ActiveX extensions?
No.
Oh,
Let websites run code on your browser? Yeah, let's do that again.
No, that's silly. Let's make that part of the desktop for the operating system.
Mm-hmm.
What could go wrong?
Let's turn a cross-site security issue into an OS issue.
It worked for GNOME? Question mark.
Still, target GTK, not GNOME. Unity.
I'm a little sad we didn't get like a proper spit take out of Pedro. I had a great one in the Scale House. Empty. I was drinking like a glass of water, and Empty referred to like the VLC folks who were running the booth next to us. They were wearing like the fucking traffic cone hats, and he called them the safety wizards. And I fucking did a spit take. Jill was walking right by me, and I just spit a bunch of water on her. Like the timing was just perfect.
Spit taked all over. Oh, how much did you pay for that?
Yeah, Alan tried to beat me with the camera. That was fun.
All right, let's put a bow on it. Fucking
yeah. Yeah, buddy. Yeah,
Hit
buddy.
Hit the record. All the records have been hit. All right. 3, 2, boom, and 3, 2.
And I think that about wraps it up. That was actually a surprisingly good game. If you didn't watch the review because you skipped it because, I don't know, you're a skippy McSkippy pants, you can let us know why you keep skipping the chairs by going over to LinuxGameCast.com, hitting the contact button, and make sure LGC Weekly is the show that you're sending your message to, and then let us know bit by bit why you hate our chair acquisition.
I think I'll skip it, actually.
Well, you can do that too. But hey, since this is a Jordan episode, you don't get to read any of the things. So, Frenchie says, Jordan, why is it harder to get a girlfriend than a job at Disney?
Giggity.
Because here's the sad truth about working for a giant corporation is that you're effectively prostituting yourself out. So it's the same question, like why you're asking Disney, why is buying a prostitute cheaper than getting a girlfriend? It's the same sort of thing. You are the prostitute, Strider. You
got to do the Mickey Mouse from South Park. I mean,
I'm not gonna let Eisner hurt this company again.
crack.
Don't fuck with the mouse.
Okay.
All right.
Linda writes in, Dear Jordan, I'm considering breaking up with my LTS girlfriend. It's a rough decision because she's so dependable. Never makes me wonder what she's doing. She's never broken down. She's even got a great beaver. But unfortunately, I feel like she's not ready to start the more exciting stuff I want to do. I want to play cards. She says she needs more time to update her drivers. I say that everyone else is driving 6 months. I thought it said 6 months behind ahead. She just says safety first. Oh, the safe word's been lost to time. I'm being unreasonable, question mark. Or should I go ahead and proposition that totally hot new dingo for a better ride? Sincerely, Vindicta Ryzen Rig.
So I was gonna make a bleeding edge joke, but then I thought better of it. Anyways, yeah, you know what? So, sometimes when you're with the computer for so long, you realize that it can't do the things you want it to. This relationship just is not working. You're putting more effort into it than it's putting out. And yeah, I think it's time that you should upgrade to something non-Ubuntu based.
We can be like that.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Go upgrade. Ven's running 1904, and nothing's exploded so far. I want to say, sort of, kind of. Nothing that I don't think was Ubuntu's fault, anyways.
Yo, there's no telling. There's something to be said for sticking with an LTS, but if you're mainly using it for games and desktop or anything like that, here's the true. Is I didn't expect the NVMe drive when I popped it into the Threadripper to do it. I was like, curiosity, maybe we'll get lucky. I had to I had to get into Safety Console, nuke some drives, but it came up. I put 1904 on it yesterday as like, maybe this will hose it. And I was just going to go back to an LTS, but different use case. This is mainly for production, for doing the shows. And it's not necessarily, I can hear Matthew comment on. He's like, but it's not more stable. It's a known quantity that's not going to fuck you over in an update. Is what it is. So, I mean, it's going to get long in the tooth. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with upgrading. 1904 works. It's just going to be, Neo Dodge Bullet for, 1910. And then 2004 when that rolls around. And I'm going to plant a flag in that critter for a hot minute.
So I keep this box here on like a year-long release cycle because Fedora gives you year-long updates. Mm-hmm. So, and honestly, given how smooth the past couple updates from like Fedora versions have gone, I could probably get away with just like upgrading every new release, but it's just kind of a pain in the butt sometimes, and I'm lazy. Mm-hmm. And that's why I keep this guy one distro behind. But like, honestly, like by the time Fedora 30 comes out, I'm gonna be moving to the new place. I'm just gonna upgrade that. just because I like having new stuff. And you know what, Strider does have a point when he was tweeting about this a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago, where like a lot of like the fragmentation in Linux happens not necessarily because everyone's shipping different software. It's just because there are so many like old versions of software still in the wild, especially like core libraries, that stuff just doesn't work. So it should occur to you to upgrade periodically. Pick a schedule. It doesn't have to be every single release, but keep your stuff reasonably up to date. And
but also you got to remember, I was talking about rolling out like another LTS, going back to 1804, and third review was like, oh, well, good luck with, it fucking doesn't matter to me. I can build shit from source. It doesn't bother. I'll put in what I need to, and I'm going to do it correctly. But he's like, oh, you'll just have to put all these PPAs in there, and it'll jank up your system. And I was like, Strider, how do you install Lutris again?
It's not a PPA, to be fair. It's an OBS repo.
I mean, I don't even do that.
PPA now, sweetheart.
Oh, he's got a PPA now too. Okay.
Yeah. I don't use the OBS repo. I'm actually with him. I don't like adding a bunch of third-party repos to my system.
Oh no, I don't either. I mean, I am 100% behind that, and keep that to a
I will
minimum.
be the lone dissenting voice then, because I would say if you want to keep the LTS, there's 2 PPAs you need to keep in mind, or 1 PPA at least. That is the graphics drivers for whichever card you have. That should be
fucking default, Canonical.
It really should. That is 100% an Ubuntu problem. They need to step up the drive. Like the one thing I really appreciate about Fedora is that appreciate. I'm gonna appreciate all over this place. Is that like they actually do keep the Mesa like relatively up to date, and the only reason they'll hold it back is if it like actually breaks something. But for the most part, like you're getting recent versions of Mesa. So if you're on Open,
but yeah, if you have AMD, just make sure you use the Padoka stable PPA.
If
and
you have AMD,
just keep
you
the
have
kernel
a whole
up to
host
date.
of other problems than LTS, man.
No, it's the kernel and Mesa. Those are the 2 things that you kind of need to keep up to date if you're gaming on AMD. If you're on NVIDIA, you can literally use Cent to play games.
What type of updates do they use on Going Clear Linux?
They use whatever Intel has. It doesn't even have a package manager, so to speak.
And Church.
I mean, it has first-class support for e-meters, though. If you want to like track your body thetan levels, you can just plug it right into Go and Clear Linux.
It's not H-top, it's e-meter. Thetan. All right, beautiful people. On that bombshell.
Don't sue us, David Miscarriage.
You can always find us around 9:30 Eastern Standard Moon Time. That's where this nightmare train pulls off the tracks and into your face and into your ears. Come join us live. Say hey. Maybe say a disparaging remark just about Pedro. If you want to get a hold of me, at VinStone on Twitter. I'm there, at VinStone on mass.linuxgamecast.com.
I'm Jordan Swung. You can find me bare knuckle boxing with our Lord and Savior Xenu on Twitter at the Burning Fool, or on Mastodon. Astodon, man. That Astodon.
Oh, is that the open source dating app? I need to get on that.
I don't know what Nori say about that.
Yeah, you can find me getting hit with something in the head very, very soon. Just keep an eye on that door back there. At Unaccounted For on Twitter, or at Unaccounted For on Mastodon. I don't really go there. I keep notifications enabled, and so whenever someone says something about me, I get an email, but that's about it.
Credits.
I just assume no one gives a shit about what I have to say. That's gotten me pretty good. That's gotten me pretty far on the internet.
Yeah, no, I'm one of those narcissistic idiots that seems to care a little too much what other people think of him, so yeah.
Executive producers are Theron, Foxy, Empty, Atomic, Mike G, Barbara, Drama7, Aldius, Hoplo, Mackie. And
apparently Strider's mom hates me.
We need to resurrect the Micro Machine guy. He can read all the producers.
Yes. Oh no, we should do like a Who's Line thing where we like read out the credits in like the style of something drawn from a hat. Look at all those fuck buddies.
Mike G. Mike G. 13x.
Mike just wins, dude. Mike's like,
yeah.
Fuck off.
Like, I'm waiting for the point where, like, Mike will just start sending us, like, fully assembled PCs.
Nope. See, I wouldn't do that. Mike always attacks the heaviest shit first.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you put that there, then just boom.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dynafire.
Bah.
Laser.
Oh, so much for that then.
For what?
Making it through the show without a 420.
Oh,
That was the joke, Pedro.
I'll cut it out. Don't worry.
It's called a brick joke.
It's called if you have to explain the joke. It wasn't funny.
It's not funny to stupid people. It's funny to smarties.
Keep telling yourself that.
I will. We're 20 minutes prior to our general stop time, so that's good.
Tried to stay on the clock. We would have got out a little bit earlier if we didn't have the shit's on fire, yo.
Yeah, that'll happen. You can't control for that.
Yeah.
I literally had a data center outage once happen on my watch because like a squirrel chewed through a fucking power line. Like you can't guard against that.
Happens.
Yeah. Shit. Do.
That happened here too before I started working in Victoria House.
Squirrels.
Yeah, no. Dave told us like, yeah, no, there was a squirrel that started chewing through one of the power lines, and it was jolted right up against one of the windows of the building.
That'd be awesome.
It's like thunk.
Artistic impression. 300 coins. Well, are you trying to say it was a flying squirrel?
Well, it was for a couple of seconds after he died. But yeah, it's everyone got the rest of the day off because there was no power anymore. And one of the windows was covered in a very unsightly stain.
Then over there. Scooch. Scooch. Seems legit.
Well, at least you didn't post a gif from that Miyazaki movie with the raccoons with the giant testicles.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you request a GIF.
There's gotta be. Let's see.
And/or test stream delay.
Anime. Really?
Giant squirt raccoon ball anime. What was it called? Yeah, Palm Poco. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They use their balls to they use their ball sacks as parachutes.
Tanuki.
Yes.
Trash
Tanuki.
Panda.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the dangly ball one, but yeah.
I want to go Super Saiyan into like a fucking Shogun Samurai. That'd be awesome. Do I need to have like massive balls for that? Maybe.
I'm not saying it's a requirement, but I'm saying it probably wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, it's good to list it on the application.
Right. Just throw it on your CV, man.
I have massive balls. Also, I can generate a Shogun armor whenever I want.
Composed out of ball sack.
Proficient in Ansible, massive balls.
Balls of steel.
That's what we need to get John St. John on the podcast.
I can make it happen.
Nice. Oh, we need to get John St. John in and play some of that fucking serious Duke.
What about Tomcat? Will that creep you out?
Well, yes, but I think that's kind of the.
Well,
That's
I think
kind
he's
of the
close
reason.
enough. Like he could like come to any place and like give us a concert.
Maybe. I wonder if he'll bring some Asian chicks along. I hear he really likes them.
All right. Do a couple of rounds of Rocket League and bounce out of here.
Cool. I'll be a minute then. Gotta go do a thing.
Yes.
Thing.
A thing that no one will ever guess at all. No, sir, not at all.
It's legal in Canada, you know. You can say it.
Male prostitute. Wait.
I am drinking San Miguel. Because it was cheap. It was like a 10-pack of the 440s for like £5. So, yeah.
He's drinking minus price of Heineken.
Yeah, it's got 5% alcohol too, so yeah, it's good.
Well, I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Discord window. Update. Where you at? Boom. There we go. We made it through that. That was
Japan.
Japan. Go to Japan, man.
And that is why you only nuke a nation twice. You want to keep some of the crazy. Not all of it, just some of it.
Pedro at LinuxGameCast.com. You live on an island now, man. I'd be careful.
Someone will come and poison my tea.
Hey, man.
Oh no, wait. That's Russia. Never mind.
What was the movie where they're like Britannia was spared most of the zombie shit because, you know, in this movie zombies couldn't swim? I was like, man. I was like, yeah, that's a good strategy. I was like, you fuckers have fun. I'll be in Hawaii.
Hawaii, American Samoa. Yeah.
Me and the ghost of King Kamehameha is going to be chilling. I'll take up surfing.
Yeah, no, there were a couple of zombie movies that explain it's like, yeah, infected on planes going, you know, intercontinental. Oh, yeah, that's how it starts, isn't it?
Well, are you with me? Yay.
Rocket car. Oh, it's off. Okay, yeah.
Well. Buy it if you don't have it. Mortal Kombat
Risk
11's
of
a
Rain
thing.
2, which doesn't have a Linux version. Ginormous dicks. But yeah, it's Risk of Rain in 3D. That's literally all it is, and I want to play it. But there's no Linux version.
Wah, wah.
See, Forager Sekiro. Black Desert Online. What the hell's that?
I think I know what that is.
It's a sandbox living world MMORPG. Experience fast-paced, action-packed combat. Hunt monster. Oh, it's Monster Hunter, but an MMO. Okay. Yeah. Something about buying into an MMO. No, it doesn't need a, no. Still not paying money up front for an MMO. No, Mortal Kombat 11. Imperator Rome again. Why is Imperator Rome at number 5 and number 9?
You see, this is why I could never get into MMOs outside of... They were never, like, in Genesis, because I remember my flatmate at the time. He tried to explain this to me. He bought the original Evercrack.
Oh, Evercrack.
And it wasn't cheap either, man. It was like 50 pounds. And he's like, yeah. He's like, all right, I got it. And I was like, so you're gonna sell? He's like, no, you got to pay a subscription to play. And I was like, and you had to buy it. I never got over that. It was like 96. Still makes no sense.
Yeah, I was in university in around 2005 when the WoW craze really kicked off. And yeah, it's one of my housemates he played World of Warcraft. That's basically all he did. We would leave for university, he'd be playing World of Warcraft, we would come back, he would still be playing World of Warcraft.
This same motherfucker disappeared into WoW too.
Yeah.
He disappeared into Eve because I was like when Eve Online first came out, like before it was even out. I mean, I think it was like in semi-public beta, but they had a Linux Wine thing that they shipped. They were like, "Hey, we're gonna do this," and I gave them like my access to that, and it's like, "God, it's junk. It's a spreadsheet. Don't care." Then you ended up in WoW. Probably still plays it. I've never played WoW.
A month of WoW because someone says like, okay, I'll pay you the first month and you play with us, and chances are you'll probably end up subscribing and you can keep playing. It's like, okay. I played a month, got a paladin up to level 57. It's like, and I'm done. Nope. I'm not, sorry, I'm not paying money every single month.
No, the true story behind this, Pedro eventually logged in like 9 days after that, and his account didn't work anymore, so he quit playing.
Oh no, my account is still there, supposedly. I mean, it's the same account I used to play Hearthstone, so I know that the account is working, it's just that I can't play World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I know. They quit paying for it. You're like, oh, I guess I'm done playing WoW now.
Yeah, I can still play Diablo 3. I did a lot of that at Strider's Place, because... I don't know, something about clicking makes my my pupils dilate, and I go...
Yeah, with Reaper of Souls, they finally fixed Diablo 3, supposedly. And they
Actually,
don't ban Linux players anymore.
Yep.
I gotta give praise to Noctua and your fucking cooler. Guess the system temperature right now.
42.
69.
37. 39. 40.
46.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty
It's not
good.
bad after 3 hours.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But I have to imagine, like, right
I'm at
now...
45, and I'm running a tenth of what you are right now, so that, yeah.
That's the other thing, too, is, like... I wonder what the actual core utilization on Ben's box is.
$44 on the CPU and $50 on the package. Okay. It barely cracks 10% on a single core. Okay.
Yeah. That's probably why.
It's managing.
I gotta say though, it must feel real good to like crack open HTOP and see all those fucking little bars.
I got most of that out of my system, but yeah, it's kind of neat.
Yeah, when I got the 1600, it's like, oh, 12 threads.
Well, yeah, it's satisfying to see like all the itty bitty bars there. You're like, yes, my little minions work for me.
Then your
then you
brain
start,
immediately goes to. So what's the price on the 16 one?
Yeah, no, it's like then you start handbrake. It's like, oh look, every single one of them is just hitting 100 all the goddamn time.
HTOP's the business. That is my metric for building a PC. Time to HTOP. TTHTOP.
It's just one of those things that still baffles me how most distros don't come with it pre-installed.
Hold on, let me check the dependency on HTOP because I think there may actually be a reason.
Usually when I install it, it's like, okay, it's just HTOP, no dependencies. So yeah, they already have all of those in.
Well, that's because you install other shit too, right?
Yeah, I threw the HTOP
HTOP
overlay
is
when I
what
was
is
playing Bayonetta, mainly so I could keep an eye on it, and it didn't even fucking register. It's like, bro, you playing a game, streaming a game? Yeah, what?
Why do I have 2 megabytes of swap in use?
Because you're supposed to. I mean...
It's like I have 4.53 out of 15.7 gigabytes used. Yeah.
It's a page reward.
Get giggy with it.
Google it.
Right, sure.
And yeah, then there's 2 whole megabytes of swap.
I mean, the Linux kernel expects swap.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just like a ego thing like that. I mean, you will get a more performance system if you have swap space.
You can also set your swappiness like very, very low, and then kernel just doesn't swap.
Mine is set to 1.
I did see that article though, and like it really, I do feel called out about the fucking memory leak thing. Because that fucking Excitebike game, hot damn.
It'll do it. And 32 gigs of memory RAM for 99% of the time is overkill right up until I go to edit a UHD video. And Katie in live says, how much? Yeah, that much. That's how much I need right now.
Oh, you have 30 gigs free. Hold on.
Like, how's that swap? Swap holding up good? All right, let me have a little bit of that.
Okay, actually, yeah, no, it's dependencies are light enough that the only thing I can think of you wouldn't want to install by default is like ncurses, but then there's so many ncurses based utilities out there.
Right. It's getting in there one way or the other. I mean,
yeah. So like, yeah, I could see making an argument for just like making HTOP a standard package in a distro.
it should be. I mean,
Yeah.
every time I install anything, I'm like, what? HTOP's not there? Oh, okay, let's fix that.
I think it's just because like fucking grognards expect top to be there, but
You
like,
can
whatever.
keep top there. Just include HTOP as well.
I gotta keep my images small, man.
I expect top to be there if I'm remoted into a box for work. And yeah, I'm not going to put HTOP. I don't need a GUI. I just need to see if that thing's still running. I'm going to hit top and I'm going to hit Shift A.
All right, give me.
You know what top's also good for is just like keeping SSH connections alive.
Yeah. It is, man. I mean, it's...
I mean, it's like whatever. Like, I don't want this connection to be killed because I don't want to have to type in my fucking passphrase again.
It's either, I mean, I'll use top or I'll use like tail F.
Well, yeah, it's some yeah. If you're,
Yeah,
it
just
depends on
something
what
that's
you're
gonna
doing.
print shit constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm actually interested in like what's gonna be on the screen, I'll like less and then do the Shift F, because then you can do highlighting with that, which is kind of neat.
Hmm.
So you can like put in a string or a regular expression and like it'll highlight it as the log is streaming through less, which is a neat little trick I learned. The problem with less is that like you shouldn't run it with sudo because you can execute commands through less, and yeah, it's not great.
Yeah. I did something the other day. I was like, holy fuck, I'm glad I wasn't SU'd. I don't know what the fuck it was. I mean, it wouldn't have been like system destructive. It would have been like fuck up an afternoon destructive, though.
See, this is why I really like microservices, because if you fuck it up, you can just roll back or rebuild it. It's very, very simple.
Yeah. Until the box. You know,
Explodes.
I don't like single point of failure when that, and it takes fucking 8 VMs down with it too. I'm like,
I don't know. Auto scaling has gotten pretty good. Like you can have that minimal downtime. It's like it's fairly easily achievable. So
oh, this
that's
thing's
pretty
got one of
nice.
the I don't know the actual name for it. I just always call them the fucking VxWorks USB ports.
Mm.
You know, to boot off that. I don't know the fucking name for them.
Well, like a ID rack or something, or
For your standard, like, what I normally encounter is, like, for any of the VxWorks boxes I have to deal with, it's just a USB drive, thumb drive. I mean, there's no disk in the fucking system, period. It's all RAM. You know, it's 256 or 500 gigs.
Oh, and does it have like a fiber attached drive or something? Or
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. Virtualization is very nice, but it doesn't ultimately escape the problem that it needs to be hosted on something.
Yeah. Just put it in the
And-
cloud.
I mean, you can do it. If you're willing to spend the money, you can fucking do it and it'll work. But you gotta run it like cloud native, because otherwise it just becomes like you're literally just paying Amazon to be your data center.
Hi, I'm
You don't
from
wanna do
Amazon.
that.
Give me your money.
Like, yeah, no, they show up to do that. I'm like, yeah. Like, I get it. The business decision's been made, but that's why stuff like Rancher is really cool, because like it's designed to run like Kubernetes across multiple service providers.
Oh, yeah.
Which is all sorts of neat. Kept spamming me from Scale. It's like, dude, no, stop it, no. But it's a good idea. Like if I ever run into a situation where I need to support like multiple providers, I'm definitely gonna give Rancher a look. God damn it.
All right, I'll get something to drink. Then we're going to play a little bit of Rocket Cars before we get out of here.
Oh yes.
Rockets.
Oh, there's a new rocket pass. What does the bonus car this time around look like?
Yeah.
Eh.
I could, yeah, gain 2 levels. I can do that, sure. Get 5 saves, goals, or assists in a casual online match. No, that's not gonna happen. Oh, spam chat a bunch. I can do that. Wait, so you were saying you were having problems with Rocket League with the Bluetooth and DualShock?
Not anymore. Whatever that issue was has been fixed in Solus now. Yeah, for a while there, it only worked while plugged in, but now it's back.
I'm doing that right now just because I'm trying to pack up all the cables. So all of a sudden, wireless is nice.
Yeah, no, there was an update a while back for Solus that broke a bunch of input shit, and everyone was complaining about it, and everyone in the Solus team was going like, we don't know. We don't know. We didn't really change anything. But whatever it was, either they figured it out or one of the updates that came down to pipe accounted for that and fixed it. I don't know. All right. Yeah, no. Clear Linux is it's very fast, especially for an OS that just it gives you GNOME out of the box and that's it.
Clearly,
you can then install other stuff, but it's like, oh, it's only GNOME. That's the only option you have. But it's fast. It is pretty fast. It just needs to fix the locale issues.
Those poor Portuguese keyboards. They have to exist, and that's painful for them. You should put them out of their misery.
Portuguese, French,
Snap 'em.
German, every single keyboard that isn't a US keyboard, basically, because that's what it defaults to, and it refuses to use anything else.
Man, you know what I hate? This used to be like super common in laptops you would buy in stores. But they'd be like the fucking French Canadian keyboards, and the shift key would be split with like a bunch of accented characters. It was the fucking worst. I just like my plain old QWERTY plain Jane keyboard. It worked. It works fine. Look at all the garbage fall out of it when I tip it.
Look at your desk, Jordan. Look at what you did to it.
I know what I did to it. I'm getting rid of. Listen, I'm putting an axe to this desk. It's done. I'm getting a new one tomorrow. In fact, so
I'm still using the same keyboard factor. It's a Diozone Strike Pro because can't beat nothing for a mechanical keyboard. And Truggy, the boot time is about 3 seconds from the power button to the login screen. It's like, boop.
Boot time for what?
Clear Linux.
Oh. I don't know what the boot time is for this. It's not very long, but the initialization of the motherboard as it does all its bullshit self-checks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't you save that in firmware and just skip it unless the hardware changes? There's usually an option for that.
There probably is. I don't fucking care. I could have instant on. I would still cut it on and go make tea. That is hard grained into my psyche.
Alright.
Okay, do we have anyone who wants to dare challenge us?
Oh boy.
Truggy said he dares. Do 2 on 2.
Ugh.
They who dare shall speak, or they shall not play. There's a Truggy.
There's an Alan.
And Atomic.
All right. All right. Dare.
You
Dare. You dare.
Okay, that's 3 on 3.
3 on
Do
3.
we have 2 more?
I like these odds.
Jenkins Hell. I'm glad I'm not in Jenkins Hell right now. I will be soon.
Let's get a little warm up. All right, Team LGC versus Atomic, Mr. Alert, and Truggy.
We're gonna lose.
Yeah.
We're gonna wreck. You're gonna get wrecked.
I mean, I think it's gonna be close. We're gonna do well for ourselves, but we're gonna fuck it up. And it's just gonna be a wash. They're gonna win. All right. Where am I? Where am I? All right. Who's gonna be in goal?
It's either you or Ven.
I got it. I got it.
All right. All right.
I am golden.
You are.
Only golden. Look at me. I am gold. I am gold. I am gold.
No.
Whee. Up. Deflect. Gotta save. Ooh.
Ah, goddammit, Atomic.
Oh.
That came very close. Twice.
I am gold.
Oh, damn it.
Aw.
I tried. Nope.
Close.
No. Yay.
Nope. Get away from the ball. Bad touch. Bad touch. Good touch.
No, wrong way.
Cripple fight. Oops.
Oh, good job. Good job.
Damn it.
All right. No, no. Ugh. Too slow.
I didn't
right.
poop it right.
Flounder. Flounder.
I have no boost, but I must boop.
No, 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 no.
Ah!
No.
Oh, yes. Yes. I'll take that.
Whiff.
Mad
Whiff.
skill. Sheer intimidation. I rejected the ball.
Oh, damn it. Ass. Fucking boop me.
Damn it.
Damn your strategic boops. I need boost.
Yeah, that feels. Watch out.
Ja feel. Alright.
Ha!
Nope.
Oh, that was a big save.
Alright.
Ah!
Nope.
boost.
It slowed down.
I hit Alan. I should get a point for that. Oh,
Yes! Spicy bullshit. Spicy bullshit.
Oh, yes. Right in the middle, too.
If we get like 13 more of those, we can start talking
Yeah.
about shit, right?
Right?
Well, I'm on the ceiling.
Yeah. Out of my way.
Hi, Jordan.
You know. Don't land on me and we'll talk. Alright, I touched the ball at least. It went in the right direction. Nope.
Oh, what the hell? Ah! You're not supposed to check it. Alright.
No, damn it.
Ah, damn.
Damn it, Pedro.
Damn it!
Damn it.
Twice!
Brad?
Twice!
Bouncy.
I made.
Nope.
I missed.
Yes, good job. You did it.
I did a thing.
Damn it, too low.
Shit. No.
Nope. I was stuck on a wall.
That would have required teamwork.
That would have.
Oh. Oh, thanks.
Nope. Yes, whiff, whiff, whiff,
Nope.
whiff.
Yes.
Oh man, the lag.
Just.
Oh, God damn it, Atomic.
Don't worry. Jordan will be attending the party in a minute. 30 seconds, baby.
Oh, damn it.
Just keep it on that side. 30 more. Nope,
Yeah.
I said that side.
This, yeah.
Wrong side.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope, that didn't work.
No overtime. Yes.
Yes.
Get good scrubs.
Woo!
The one goal of the match.
Yeah. All right.
I beat Jordan. All that matters.
I set up a bunch of shots. I was doing all right for myself.
Not according to your score.
Right? Yeah. It's because I'm trying to be a team player with you assholes. That's a
Oh.
mistake. That's the wrong strategy.
These words you only hear when he's not like dead last.
Yep. Hey, at least I didn't get 0. At least I didn't get 0, and I was on the winning team.
You can't get 0 anymore. Now, whenever you touch the ball, you get 2 points.
It's possible to get 0. You can not touch the ball.
I don't know if we're. It could just be everyone's being completely quiet in the after shows. I don't know. I'm not seeing any voice activity.
Can you hear us at all?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just had to talk. That's all it took.
How good is it?
Winning. Fucking breakfast of champions.
by 1, but winning.
Yep.
Crushing.
Untouchable. Untouchable.
Don't test your headset on the live stream, Truggy. How about for the 30th time? Let's not do that.
Well, honestly, it's better than the microphone he tries to use that has just like horrible static because he needs a humbucker.
Linda, I read that is busy slurping on cheese wigs.
I want some cheese wigs,
I didn't know where to go with it, man.
like some nice cheese dreadlocks or like a cheese perm.
All right.
A cheese
Looks
fro.
like atomic drop.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Atomic, what happened to you?
Things, man, you wouldn't understand.
He died.
Actually, I got to swap
He
out the
did.
batteries in the Exclude controller while we are taking an intermission.
Doodly 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 doo. Oh man. Really the one you got didn't come with the charging unit?
It's got a little battery pack thing on it.
Right, but that takes double A's, right?
Yeah.
Like the little built-in battery. That's weird.
It's $15, dude.
I don't fucking know.
Like, I'm good. I'll take that.
Actually, one of the things I need for the DualShock is one of those charging stands that
That's what I
uses the
hate.
XT port.
Honestly, what I hate about the fucking Steam controller, the Areola controller, is that it takes fucking double A's. They're the worst.
The thing I hate about the Steam controller is it's on again, off again, love relationship to whether or not it's going to fucking connect after I'm in a game and we're live. This, you press button, receive control.
Yeah, no, it was, right now, the DualShock 4, it's just, I started a game. Oh, wait, maybe I should be playing this with a controller. Hit the button. Oh, look, neat.
Yeah, Steam Overlay is nice for that.
Yeah.
That's my issue with like non-Steam games is like, oh, I forgot to turn on the controller. Close, reopen.
Exactly.
The gem I never found is a PS4 controller.
So is it
Playing
Team
some-
LGC again?
Yeah. Team win.
All right, let's play some.
Team
Let's play
crush
some
scrubs.
some hacky. Whee! So much hacks.
Yeah, so this is
Hacksaurus.
Hackzor to the Maxzor. As I attack Zor, your Stackzor.
Shut up.
No. It needs to
I
be
tried
even
to-
more obnoxious than
There's
more
no one in
obnoxious.
goal.
Oh, fuck off, Pedro. We didn't get dunked on by sheer luck there.
Missed.
Yeah, get your ass back on goal.
Yeah, I was on the wrong goal. No.
Okay,
Clearly, you were.
that's not a good way to make up for initially ripping out away from the goal, now is it? It's not, Pedro, trust me on this.
All right.
Well, I'm not on goal this time around.
You should be. You weren't on goal last time.
Need some boost. Hi, Pedro.
Dude.
You are capable of turning as well, Pedro.
I did. You just turned into me. God damn it again.
P-Tech just
Untouchable.
kicked in, yo.
Untouchable.
Puck avoidance system activated.
I never claimed to be good at goal, okay?
I don't need good. I need competent.
Not that either.
Whoa. Oof. That was lucky.
Eh,
No, that didn't move the way I thought it would.
get it, Pedro. Don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up. All right. Am I in goal this time?
It doesn't matter. Pedro's in goal all the time now.
All right.
You can't get out of it by sucking.
Yes.
Ah, wrong button.
Not a boost.
Yay! Yeah, you did.
Nice.
Secretly.
Nope.
Uh-oh. Dag.
Oh, sorry.
Atomic.
Damn it.
Ha!
Oh,
All right. That worked. Ah. Dang it. Damn it.
Curses!
Ah. How bad was that? How bad was that? Mr. Alert knocked it out. All right. I was in the right place. It just didn't work out.
Oh, God damn it.
All right. Yes, yes, yes. Ah.
That would have been too easy.
Nope.
That's the way. That's not the way.
Do you know the way?
Should do it.
I know the way.
Do you know the way?
Damn it. Nope. Wrong way. Bad touch.
Do you know the way?
Alright, let's go. I'll take that. No! I'm not gonna get that.
All right.
Ah,
I tapped it.
yeah, you did.
Ah, fuck.
Aw.
No, I saw you setting that up. I was there to catch it, but nope.
It can't end like
Nope.
this. Not like this.
Not this way, Jordan. What are you doing? Listen, I was trying to get out of the way. It didn't work. Nope. All right.
Thanks, Pedro.
Well,
Oh, then
I
I'm
did
still
better.
the top
I did
scorer
better
on
than
this team.
them.
Okay.
That's what I get for trying to be a team player.
Yeah, right. Moral of the story: every man for his fucking self. That's what I learned.
Maybe
I
if
learned
we
from
had
you,
less
Dad.
of that attitude, we would have won, Jordan.
Maybe we'll never know. We'll never know.
Oh,
It'll be
we
an
know.
unsolved mystery.
Oh, we
Ju-
fucking.
star-
Oh, sweetheart, we know.
Unsolved mysteries,
Ah,
starring.
that's that check has been made out to. We fucking know. That's right.
No, who's the host of Unsolved Mysteries? I don't fucking know who that is. Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, Edward R. We know. Says on the
IR
check.
baboon.
Robert Stack, really? Okay. Carl Malden followed by Robert Stack. All right. That's who this game of Rocket League is starring. Oh, Scott wants in.
Okay, we need one more then.
Hmm.
Scott and someone else. Who wants to play? Everyone's got rocket cars. Come on.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was expecting a 12:30 start time.
Yeah,
wait,
we
hang on.
taco clock.
Explain to me this random start time bullshit you've come up with.
Well, like the last 4 weeks, it's pretty much been always just after 12:30. But I guess the show ran short today.
I mean, what time is it?
It's 12:30.
Yeah.
5:05. Can you guys hear me? Or am I just talking into a void?
Yes.
Man, did you hear that?
Scream into it.
Is the
Scream
void
into the
making
void.
noises again?
I mean, that's usually why I make noises at the void.
I
Because,
told you, quit feeding the void
Listen, I can't avoid the void.
and shave it.
It's there always.
You don't
Is it a hairy void? I never thought it as.
Voidable.
You're dead to me, okay?
Yeah.
Let you know.
That was Canadian level pun right there.
Yeah.
It's the only way to
Like Jim
defeat a
Carrey.
Canadian with a Canadian.
They neutralize each other, and you get like anti-Canadians, which I guess are Norwegians.
Okay. We're going to even things up. Atomic, you're now on Team LGC, and I will spectate.
Okay.
What, the joke?
Atomic goes to CCV.
I think. Yeah.
We have a Jill. You're not playing with your keyboard again, are you, Jill?
No, actually, long story.
that
I got
would be
a new GameCube controller, and I'm trying to set it up for the Rocket Leagues.
Is it a Donkey Kong bongo controller?
No.
Scott, you need to join the chat realm team.
Why would you
Switch
do
teams.
that to yourself, Jill?
Yeah.
I actually like the. I actually like the GameCube controller. I've been using it on some other games, but it's having issues in Rocket League, so I'm trying to remap all the controls.
This
I
fucking
tried
garbage,
that
right?
one time and it irritated the
It's
hell
the
out
U
of me.
map.
I
No,
like the
you're a
big
map.
buttons.
You're a towel.
You want to get high?
Ah, damn it!
God fucking damn.
Wow.
I'm gonna go this way. Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
well, you hit Scott. You got that.
Ja. I can't
This
hit
is
the ball.
this disgusting Canadian on Canadian violence. When will it end? Only when there's one Canadian remaining.
In the end, there can be only one Canadian.
It's just a moose with a katana taped to its head, or an antler.
No, that's oh yes.
Thank you for the save, Jordan. I did not mean to do that.
That didn't even count as a fucking save. That's what sucks.
Oh shit. Pedro. No.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Why do people keep saving my shots?
Why do people
Right.
do
It-
that?
oh,
I was out of boost.
I cleared the way for you. No. No. Hi, Scott. How do you like my underbelly? Does it excite and titillate you?
You're the underbelly of society, Jordan.
I am. It means that society needs to wash me more.
Oh.
Well, I blew up Mr. Alert, so I got that going for me. Also, ass knocked me in the ass.
This is like waiting for nudity on a Twitch stream, man. Get over and get on with it.
It may happen, it may not. Who knows?
Listen, it's the tease of it, and that's what really brings in the views. People want to be denied.
Hi, Scott.
Somebody just blew their load.
Yeah.
I was about to say, man.
That was miserable.
Like, do not give me a nip slip.
Meh.
Well, you know, at least Ass fucked it up too, so I don't feel too bad. I'm not the only one who missed that. Nope, too low. So slow. Oh yeah, right direction. I'm on the ceiling though, which is like the reverse direction.
No, not that way.
Nope.
That was a lot of setup, Jordan.
Oh, got it. I got it. Yay!
Oh, nice.
Hey, yo. A pleasant experience.
I wanted to give it the extra boop.
Nope.
It's like a ghost horseshoe on the top of your car, Pedro. It's like a horse boo.
Yes.
After he got turned into horse glue.
Yeah. That's why it's stuck to the ground.
It's a real sticky situation. No. Thought it would roll.
Oh, can the timing go again? In time. Tick tock, motherfuckers.
Time and tie wait for no man.
Time and thyme.
No. Oh
No.
You would have had something there, Pedro. I was on your team until you fucking missed. Dad! Oh,
Yes! Whiff!
Damn it.
Oh, that was miserable.
No, I think if you
That was
look at
miserable.
That's fucking class.
Nice misdirection there.
That was like kissing your sister.
Misdirection, yes.
A hairy situation.
You were mere toying with your enemies.
Gotta lure them into a false sense of security.
Clearly.
Yeah. No, it's not. I also didn't get a save for that. I
I'm getting tired of being the most competent player on the losing
I still
team,
did better
okay?
than the atomic ass.
All right. Competent?
It's the most competent, which is, you know, saying something.
The superior
though?
competent. Teamwork. It's not competent. You're a component.
Yep.
You can't
Teamwork
spell
makes
team
the dream
without
work.
Shut the hell up.
I'll play in the last game. I tested my GameCube controller. I think I got it working.
Alright.
This is, yeah, that was a. It'll let me join.
I don't know about you, Pedro. I got some sunrise here.
You got some what?
Sunrise.
Oh, yeah. The sun is up.
But in another few hours, the sun will rise.
So are you.
It's,
There is a house. I like the
They call the rising sun.
That's right. So, Jill, on a scale of 1, are you going to join the game?
My controller doesn't want to join a game.
I'll play with your keyboard, Jill, like usual.
I will.
Oh, god damn it. Some of the
Why
best
did
players
you
use
suggest
keyboard
that,
and mouse.
Chugs?
Drop shot with keyboard.
Some of the best players
Yeah,
I've seen
drop
in this
shot.
game use keyboard and mouse.
And none of us are any of those people.
Mm-hmm. How dare you insult those good, competent players?
They're what Pedro aspires to be.
Not really.
But you base your life off of what they do.
So,
Despite them
Jill,
most of them
if
being
we
like
were
10
to
years your
like
senior or
circle
junior
back
brother.
around to you joining the game,
Okay. I'm
Just
coming in.
use the mouse and click on the thing.
I'm about to click play. I mean,
Rocket League launched for her.
I
Waiting
exited
batteries.
big. Yeah, because it was acting up. This controller is funky. Thank you everyone for waiting.
you got about 30 seconds.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay. Join the party.
What is that gesture,
Hey.
Pedro? What are you doing with your hands there?
He's mixing it
I
up,
was-
magic.
Cracking my fingers.
You're I thought you were like reeling in a fishing line or something. You're
It's a Portuguese dance move, man. It comes back from the ancient times.
yeah, the fisherman.
Yeah,
Gotta-
the
gotta-
flap.
That's out
reel
of
it in.
place.
It's like you gotta pick the groceries.
Yeah.
You got to reel the groceries in.
Yeah, I gotta cast it out.
Can you head down
Those
to a
are
doctor's
real
pub
smooth
for an
moves.
early morning pint?
Right? Yeah,
I could.
I have tried them.
We don't
Uh,
have to drop shot.
Gonna need another hour and 15 minutes before they open, but I can.
And you wonder why he has streaks.
They could totally do more drop shot maps.
You mean expanded from the one?
Come on, Jill, Tim CCV. There it is.
On contact, ooh, and curvy bullshit. Extra thick.
Ooh.
Curvy. Ooh. Yeah.
Okay, some damage. Someone hit me with a boost.
Little bass. So I got that going for me. Oh, the ball's all spinny now.
Yeah, it's curveball.
Yes.
It's really.
Curvy balls, man.
It was fun for like the first 2 or 3 days because they've not programmed the bots to deal with the curveball, so you could just murderate them in solo. All right, pay attention. Ah, I missed. That's what you get for paying attention to the map.
Oh.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
I
Oh,
bet.
hi, Jordan.
Gee, all right.
I tried to duck you, man.
Oops.
Yeah.
Like fucking.
Everybody blows up.
They say that drop shot is the 8th circle of hell.
The funny thing is that boost actually let me clear it.
Fuck.
And score!
Oh, nice guy.
So thanks for that power up.
God. Silence game. Come on.
I don't know who
Come
did that
on.
to me, but good.
I deserve this.
We all undershot it.
suffering. Only accepting Jesus as my Lord and Savior will finally save my soul. I'll stop listening to heavy metal music and playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Hi, Jordan.
Hello. Hi, Jill. I teleported out of Truggy and into Jill. That was my life. Whoa!
Dang it.
Sucker drugs.
This is where the fucking explode on contact comes into play.
A little bit. Little bit.
Yep.
Yeah. A little lot. Thought I put friendly fire, not Michael Bay.
Yeah,
All right.
Let's just collectively move the ball with explosions. Fuck it.
Yeah.
That'll do it, right?
If we can explode the ball in the correct direction. To be fair, like I don't think any of us were in
Nice
control at the
atomic.
time. We just kept exploding. Some sort of nope cascade.
Oh, cascade.
Nothing but air.
Sorry, man.
Everyone blows up.
Hey, Jill.
Everyone explodes.
Dang it.
Jordan.
Ugh. All right, I did one hex worth of damage. I did a thing.
You didn't want to go that far.
Oh.
I hit the boot on Mr. Alert, but Scott was there.
I just keep exploding. I keep getting booted and exploded.
Come on. Bounce.
Oh, damn it.
I exploded again.
Well,
Everyone exploded. I scored. I was dead and I scored.
I almost blocked it too. No.
All right. It might
Nice
might not be a wash. Spicy
Everyone
bullshit.
who was involved with that goal was dead. God.
Ah.
oh, yes.
If I keep blowing Alan up, I think that contributes something.
Yes. Not entirely sure what, but it does something.
Hi, Pedro.
Hi, Jordan.
Ah.
Nah. Dang it.
Damn it, Bobby.
Dang it, Bobby.
True story.
Yeah.
And again. Top
Both me and
scorer on
Jordan
the
didn't
losing
touch the
team.
ball.
Dang it.
No, I touched the ball. I touched the ball plenty. I also exploded a bunch.
Yeah.
We're talking about the game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can touch my balls and the balls. It just means I have to play
You're
with one
sitting on a
hand.
ball, Jordan. You could have gone with that.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm touching my balls with my legs.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is going to conclude our glorious, fantastic, fun, happy, shut the hell up, Pedro, broadcasting day, evening, morning, wherever you are. Just know, Pedro loves you in an exploding type of way.
Yes.
You can go anywhere you want, but you just can't stay here. We're going to hang out in Discord. Hop in there if you want to chat for a minute before we shut everything down. Thanks, everybody, for showing up, joining us live. We'll see you next week. And until then, Dynafire.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, chat realm. We love you.